Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mechet, I believe is how it's pronounced. I might be completely wrong. I really want to call it the Mechet. I really do. But from what I'm understanding, it is obviously a French map, so it'd be the French way to say it. If I'm wrong, it's either La Mechet or the Mechet. Tell me which one you would prefer, and I'll try to stick with that one. But yeah. As far as I know, the first one is how it's actually said. But yeah, I have actually went through, set this map up a lot better than I have in the last series. Obviously, we got going really slow there, so I tried to set things a little bit different here. Do we want to start working immediately on getting the fields ready, or do we want to start trying to get into the animals right away? We do start with 5. Cows. I don't know which ones. They're in the fattening barn. This is a big map, if you're wondering. This is a big map. Of course, I'll take a minute and read everything off too. But yeah, we have 5 in the fattening barn, 0 in the dairy barn right now. Obviously, fattening barn is meant to fatten cows. I think that is obvious. So what do we have in here? We have Charolas. I know there's new types of cows in here, so as we can see, you're all right there. Some might be dairy, some are not. Okay, this is dairy farming. This is dairy. This is dairy. These are sold for profit. All right, that is good to know. Obviously, we'll try the new breeds and stuff then. So why not? Something new to the map. Alright, I do need to get something to buy fertilizer and everything with. I do have a house too. And I'll show everyone. I might get not the liquid station. I was just curious if there's liquid lime in one of these. I think I want the field one. I see seeds, solid fertilizer, lime. So yeah, that's the one I would want. My only rule to this is I won't be selling to this, because you could actually sell technically to this. That's my only rule, is I'm not gonna sell. That's the only rule. Unless it's like similar price, but I know these are generally a lot better of a price. I just want to stick to actually exploring the map, That's part of the reason why I'm going to have that rule, is just so I can actually explore the map. This is a very, very intricate map. There's plenty of just new things that are not base game in here to do, so obviously I want to try to explore them as much as we can. Gonna spend all of our money on... Oh, I gotta get it limed though. Well, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Trying to get... Yeah, see, solid fertilizer. Yeah, I'm getting way ahead of myself. I don't have that field limed, and I'm trying to get it planted. What the heck am I doing? Well, realistically, I don't think we'll have the money right now to buy a lime spreader. Just being honest, we just don't. Oh, I dropped the weight. I meant to drop the planter. Yeah, realistically, we just don't have the money for that. Yeah, nitrogen or pH is actually okay. So in theory, we could get 1 planting out of this. In theory, we could. Do I risk it? So what allowed me to kind of get things moving, and then I could probably just lime a bunch of fields and actually start working on planting. pH is not bad in here. I mean, I could wait. I think I could just wait, honestly. I could just wait. We do have, I should probably say what fields that we have. We start with 54, obviously 253 is the main farm. 258, 14, 27, 26, 28, and 15. Obviously, these are different from the ones that you would normally start with. I know base, I think you start this farm, but you also start with a farm up here, and then you start over here too. I kind of wanted to make things just all in one place, just to make things simple. This area over here we will be probably looking at some point. I will explain in a little bit why I'm going to want to do that, but... Alright, let's see. What do we want to plant in here? We don't have chickens, but we would have cows right now, so we can try to figure something in there. Obviously, there are some new crops. Obviously, some things we can, some things we can't do. Out of these options right away, I'm saying soybeans, which maybe I shouldn't have filled up with solid fertilizer then. It would have saved me a couple of bucks. Yeah, we got 2 fields that are ready to harvest right away. Yeah, this is a planter, so a couple of crops that we are missing, obviously, which will affect us some ways in what we can and can't do. Yeah, it's not the biggest planter in the world. I tried to give us big, fairly big things to start with, but also allows us to progress and get bigger equipment at the same time. Kind of the thought process here. Alright, well, I have the list. It is a rather long one. So I'll try to read this off as I obviously plant. Multitasking, 2 faithfully modeled villages, opposing church, market square, school, post office, castle, and many shops. This is based off of a location, I believe, in France. That is higher up in here. In the Morvan in, I believe, France. Again, this is French, some of these words, so I'm rather helpless. I'm rather helpless in a lot of cases. Let's see, I'm trying to skip over a couple things if it's not seemed too important. So we got new grass foliage specially developed for this map. Oh, that mean like this is... Oh, yeah, that is different. That is different, yeah. I'm assuming it means like meadow grass. Extensive work on colors of trees, vegetation to deliver realistic and immersive seasons. I don't have seasons on. Maybe I should consider something like that then? Farm tracks created from 3D scans for maximum realism. So these are really realistic farm tracks and everything. That is good to see. This is what happens when I'm trying to read things and farm at the same time. It doesn't go well. This is why you don't text and drive. At least don't read your texts and drive, I guess. 4 farmsteads, varied atmospheres, sheep, cattle, viticulture, and snail farming. That is where that one place comes into effect. Including 4 barns, a animated milking parlour, which is here. We do have it. A Stepa grab for the sheepfold. We'll have to probably look into that. There's 136 fields, 179 purchasable plots, 3 agricultural co-ops, 2 for cereals, 1 for root crops, also serving as purchase points for materials such as lime and fertilizer. Those would be sell locations, I believe. There is a sawmill that does have something slightly different. It has firewood and timber frames, which we can look at in here. I believe this should be a sawmill. Yeah, we have timber frames. We also have a small sawmill and another another sawmill. Yeah, supposedly there's a firewood, but it does not. I don't see it in here though. But yeah, we have timber frames. I'm assuming it's obviously something with that. We have some unique dairy stuff in here. We would have to get this. Honestly, I might be intrigued to try to do this. Something different. Oh, there we go. Firewood production. That's where you would find it. I'm still in the first couple of lines. There's quite a few just small things in here that it's definitely not just a quick map you want to just experience quickly and then head out. It's something you actually want to spend a little bit of time in. Many small shops. Yeah, there's sheep's cheeses. I don't 100% know what that means. That is something that I will be trying to learn what they quite mean by that. Yeah, there's new productions, including snails and their recipes. That is again why I was probably going to be at some point hopefully purchasing that piece. I believe it's this direction, honestly. Yeah, 250. I'm pretty sure that's where the snail stuff is. So obviously I kind of would want to buy that for obvious reasons. So I want to try to get into the snail farming, whatever that means. Whatever it means. Obviously we'll take a little bit of time and look into it at some point. It is something I could rent, but I don't know how much money's needed to kind of get things started there. Yeah, local cows and sheep cheeses, expanded farming systems such as 3-step grape juice production chain. There's multiple steps to grape juice now in here versus others. Uh-oh. I say there's a bit of a hill in here. Using very, very little seeds. Can't really complain. Yeah, new crops are silage maize, rye, vetch rye, green rye, triticale, spelt, cover crop, field grass, alfalfa, clover, spring and wheat, barley, and wheat. Obviously, some of these things we can't do, some things we can. I know the spring and wheat, barley, and triticale and spelt, I believe as well as rye, were in Pioneer, so obviously we just got done with that series. So, similar crops, I would assume, which that was a French map, too. So, yeah, there's a exclusive mechanics with the BGA, with a rival compost and dedicated shredder for processing it at the BGA. Advanced realism with wind-animated power lines, overflowing gutters in the rain, waterlogged field entrances, Christmas decorations in the village, straw trails, leaves on the ground, and much more. There's new growth stages for many crops, offering smoother visual transitions. The 4 new cattle breed, which we kind of did touch on already. There's obviously some are dairy, some are not, but and then there's the possibility to use the GAB, which is a kind of machinery sharing cooperative allowing you to share your vehicles. I want to try to figure out what that is. Is it just, a single player thing I can do, or is it only in multiplayer? I don't know. Water tower, retention bases, railroad. Yeah, there's a brand new train designed for or modeled for the Mechet. Yeah, DIY and gardening store. Brand new John Deere dealership, large BGA, several silos, composting area equipped with covered silos, and a secret quest as always. And finally, there is a custom help menu. And I probably should say this is a map from MA7 Studio. If that does sound familiar, that is because they made Polygyny. And I very much did like Polygyny as a map, so as soon as I kind of saw they were made this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have to check this out at some point. And this is a beautiful map. Obviously, obviously, literally. And right away I knew I wanted to do something on this map. And, well, it just seemed like good timing. It seemed like a good time to do it. It's almost like a matter of time at this point for me to cover the newest French map. Or European map. Really French, European. That's like almost all of my series at this point, feels like. Hasn't been too many North American ones, so. What can I say? They're good maps. You know, they look interesting, and they always unique features and just everything that makes me want to play a map. It has, so it kind of just I want to do those. So, well, planting isn't going too bad for this. Obviously, I'd like to try to get into those fields for the harvest. I forget exactly what was in them, but I would like to get them in there and get the harvest done. We can potentially do planting in those next time, potentially. We will need to get some grass cut, too, made into probably silage. I'm assuming these are going to be the same way where silage is, okay, it's 85%, which is more than normal, but yeah, we'll want to try to do silage. TMR is a little bit, obviously, a couple of steps to get into it. So not right away, but yeah, definitely silage as a starting point. Yeah, there's some cheese stuff, unique cheese stuff. Yeah, goat cheeses, fresh goat cheese, just a couple of things. So aged goat cheese, which takes goat milk, which makes me want to try to do goats at some point. I don't know when, but at some point. Maybe we can buy one of these fields right next to us and, put it in like 31 wouldn't be bad, Actually, 29 is pretty small. It would be kind of a nice field to do it in, maybe. Right there, not too big. I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to figure something out there. At some point, we want to do that. Obviously, the snail farming, that I'm going to do it. At some point, I'm going to make it happen. I want to see what it's all about. I really do. So it'll happen. But yeah, obviously, if there's anything special you want to see done in this series, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. At the current moment, this is a series of run about as long as most of my others do. So we're at the beginning. We can kind of take the reins whichever direction we want to take them. The most obvious things that will be done will be like the snail farming, especially snails, because I want to do that more than anything else. I want to do that. Like, can you blame a guy? Like, that's just different. I don't even know if it's profitable, to be honest, but I want to find out. Obviously, this tractor is used, too. I did try to buy a lot of things from the used sales. That way, I'm not just starting with brand new equipment right away. I do have some used things. Because a lot of maps, when you first start, do have some more used equipment. Some don't, some do, but figured it's a good opportunity to kind of get some things with actual hours on it. They're not just brand new. Yeah, we'll have to grab the combine and trailer. We'll do that harvest, and we also have one just down the road there as well. Yeah, I did customize the farm a little bit. That's mainly just like that. I added the house. There wasn't a house here, so I added that. There was a building there, a separate shed that I tore down. I put the house there. I'll try to get mods linked in the description. If there's not one there that is in here, just let me know. I can add it, but try to get them added. Try to. It's can be tough to remember to add them, but all right. Well, we really didn't use much for seeds. Obviously, not on solid fertilizer, which was kind of expected. Probably didn't need to spend the 10 grand on the solid fertilizer. Hindsight 2020 on that one. I was gonna look at the rest of the crops that I could plant with this too. Alright, let's get this unfolded. So the goal is to get both of these two fields harvested. That would be the goal. We'll see if we make it that far or not. I mean, chances are these aren't going to be the best yielding fields in the world. I can already see that's not too great. Yeah, chances are it will not be the best yielding fields. They don't have lime on them. They weren't fertilized. Obviously, the precision farming stuff just wasn't done. So this is spelt. The other is either winter barley or wheat then, I think. Spelt, I'm not 100% sure what you can really do with. I'll see if there's any, like, productions and stuff that we could potentially try to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna probably sell it. I don't think there's much for productions. It might be able to go to chicken food. That would be an option. But for productions, I don't think there was much. Maybe bakery? No. There is spelt flour, so we can make flour. Well, I think I'll just go ahead and we'll start up a time lapse. I'll finish out this harvest, and I'll probably immediately go and do that harvest over there. I don't think it's that. It's probably about the same size field, 0.86. This is 1.16 acres, so it's not like it's that much smaller, really, but yeah, we'll finish those out. Yeah, I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
All I really wanna know is, will you be mine? And all I really think about is, when will you be mine? Don't you get trapped inside your thoughts, trying so hard to guess the plot? 'Cause when we meet, you'll see the wait was really worth it. I would wait forever, 'cause I got faith, it's just a matter of time. All of the nights without you, I will just keep on waiting, waiting for you. For you.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the harvests, multiple harvests. I was going to look at where the mill is, because I will likely put all this into flour, honestly. And then get it put into the bakery and just do bread. Try to get the random pieces that I missed all over the place. Quite a bit of just small pieces here and there. There we go. That is emptied. So where is the flour mill at? Hopefully close. I'll say maybe I'll get really lucky and hit it first try. Oh, there's the bakery. There's the old mill, which would do the flours and stuff, I'm assuming. Yep. Um, and spelt as well. Yeah, rye oil. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna say that now. I'm definitely gonna do that. Obviously, there's that secret quest, much like Polygyny had. Maybe I'll have to look into that, kind of maybe do a little bit of research into it, and maybe we'll actually partake this time around. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just exploring right now. I'm really just exploring. I just like the look of the French maps. They just have a very distinct look, and you know, I like them. I think that's why I keep coming back. Now, obviously, this has a lot of distinct things that kind of remind you of Polygyny, at least personally. I think there's some things that kind of remind me of it. Obviously, you can sell things here. This is basically like a farmer's market almost. We could sell some products here, maybe not all, but some. Is that, I would say that the church, but I don't. No, it's not the church. It's definitely not the church. This is a. Oh, box 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Definitely feel like there might be a quest in here. I think this has to do with them. Probably find the boxes, and then whatever's in them is probably in here. That's my guess. So, yeah, maybe there's products or something in here. Yeah, that's my guess. That's my guess on how that works. Yeah, at some point we'll have to see if I can find some, or see. I'll do a little research and kind of see what it's all about too, because you know, just something to kind of point me in the right direction would be kind of nice. Just so I have an idea of what I'm looking for. And obviously, like I said, I'm assuming it's something with the boxes. Are they up in the woods? Are they just, you know, some random place? Like, that's random, but yeah, I will have to look into the secret quest stuff. Like I said, I'm assuming it has to do with those boxes that showed there. I'm just kind of assuming. That'll be something we'll kind of just have to figure out. You know, I'll look into it and, you know, all that stuff. But yeah, off camera, I'll get the winter wheat and the spelt put into the flour mill. We'll start making flour, which will just go into bread right away. And obviously then I can take away the lease, because I don't think, well, do we have anything else I would need it for? The answer is no. I have grass. I do have sorghum, which I could do. I could do that, yeah. That's a couple of months away, but I would like to get the 2 fields that we did harvest in last month planted today. We do have the sorghum field that is ready back there. But I think the priority is probably actually getting fields replanted too. We got to actually get fields planted, otherwise that's not going to, you know. We can do all the harvest we want, but if we aren't planting the fields again, it's not helping us in the end, so. I did buy some herbicides, so our money's probably a little bit lower from that, but so everyone is aware. Yeah. And we'll likely get them limed, which I considered doing liquid lime, because I do have that mod on here. But the problem with it is I can't buy it in bulk. If I could buy it in bulk, I probably would. At least not from this buy station. I didn't see the option. Maybe there's another one that I don't have, but because I would probably do liquid lime otherwise, because it would save me money versus doing, you know, the other type of lime, because I wouldn't have to rent a piece of equipment for it. I already have a sprayer, so. And I believe that actually now works with precision farming with the recent update for it, so it's not like we're hurting ourselves in that right either, so. Yeah, the plan is for those 2 fields, we'll probably put sorghum in both of them. Because I am kind of limited, obviously, in what I can plant into them. And sorghum makes probably the most sense if I keep working with the flour mill and the bakery. We keep making bread that way. It would make the most sense if we kept doing sorghum. That way we have that, consistent, fairly consistent source of income. Because right now I think we have $25,000, $27,000 at max price. And that, which is only a couple months from now. Obviously, it's still running through quite a bit through the actual bakery. The bakery is obviously what takes the longest going through here. The flour mill doesn't take very long, but yeah, I'm kind of limited on options of what I can plant, and the sorghum would make the most sense of what I could do in this case. I don't know if it'd be something we do like every time. Maybe we'll put soybeans in between, then we'll put sorghum back in. Kind of just depends on how long the bakery kind of takes to run through things. And the thing with the bakery is at some point maybe I'll put my own like multi-grain production down. That'd be way quicker. That's an option, I could do that, but that's, again, $50,000, so I'm not gonna do that right now. Plus I need the room. I don't really have the room to do it, so I'd have to start taking from fields for productions. Yeah, I really don't have the room. I'm sure I could maybe find a place, but... And that would do, I believe, all in one. I believe it would make the flour as well as the bread. Alright, this should be everything for the herbicide here. Obviously, before we get to planting, we'll gotta put lime down on them. I guess we have a little bit of room right over there, so we probably have some room, and if we like cut some trees down, we could probably get it in there. But yeah, it's 55,000. It would allow me to do bread at a higher scale. Yeah, you can do a lot with it. I seem to remember that. But that would do my bread and everything. That wouldn't be a bad thing if I ever cut these trees down. That would be an option, cutting the trees down and then putting it right here. At some point we do need to cut trees. So that is something that we'll have to consider at some point. Part of the reason why we'll have to cut trees at some point is I have went and found the help menu, which is helpful. I think I'm going to use this one out of all the options. It seemed to make the most sense. Oh. I don't know. My problem with this one is when I put the lime cover on, I don't know if I would get the 35 meters width or not. So this is about the same. The capacity's not as big, but at least seeing it's almost $3,000. So, but we got to do it. So yeah, I found the help menu, which has been a help to me. There's a lot more stuff with the cow breeds than I thought. I thought they were just, some are, produce milk, some don't. No, there's a lot more to this. So we have these. These are ones that we have right now. There's 5 of them. That's just what we start with. They are for intensive meat production, but they require more food. And the reproduction is slower, but they grow faster. And other ones where super good milk production, but they don't use much food, but they only do, milk. Some are mixed. You do a bit of both with it. That might be something we'll look at. This is the same way, your food consumption and stuff. It's actually difference to it. Yeah, than this farmer's shop here, which I did go ahead and add for us. So we can actually start building this, but we're quite a ways from really building much with it. Cement bags, long planks, wood beams, and cement bricks. Obviously, nothing that we have. I don't even know. Is there a cement factory on this map? There's not. So I would either have to place one myself or vegetable mix. That's something new. Yeah, there's obviously no cement factory, so we'd have to do that ourselves. Either place it ourselves or buy the cement bags, which are not cheap. Obviously, I don't know how many steps there are to that. Which, more likely what I'll do, is this just regular grass? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just regular grass. The peach is bad in these, too. Okay. So we have, again, right back to the help menu. New crops. We have meadow grass. It's an additional grass variant. It's more productive than base grass. And you can harvest it with a combine to produce grass seeds. When harvesting meadow grass, you obtain a semi-wilted grass. So this can be used for silage production. So I'm pretty sure it's just mainly for silage. Kind of what I'm seeing here is mainly just for silage. Take that as you will, though. Just what I'm seeing. Which, that was kind of the plan for us, was to mainly do silage. That was the plan, was for us to probably do silage anyways. So it wouldn't, it'd work out fine for me. If it's more productive, I mean, that would be nice. See if I remember where the store is. Okay, I can keep going. No, I gotta turn here. There's a lot of yellow dots on the map. That's where the stores are, but it's down this way. Well, a little bit since I've got everything started here, so gotta remember where things are. I have looked a little into the quest. I haven't found much about it. I don't know, I'll have to look more into it. So that is something I would like to try to do at some point. Maybe we have a down month or something. We can kind of go exploring to see if we can find, the hidden treasure. But so I know Poligny had one similar. I never did that one, but I would like to be able to do this one if possible, and try to explore this map a lot more too. There's a lot of small details with this map. It's not just any regular map. They clearly put a lot of thought, effort, and care into this map. It's not just, thrown together. Eventually we'll get there, but the milking parlor is actually animated. I have looked at it once, but it's actually animated. It's actually cool to see. So that'll be something we'll be getting into at some point too. I suppose all of these are probably bad for pH, I'm guessing. Yeah, probably. These are really good soil fields still. We have really, really good soil fields. It's good to see. I wouldn't mind at some point if we grow to this stage of just combining a couple of fields. Like these two right here. Once we, grow and reach that stage, we're not there yet, but this is where it gets really expensive. $6,500 right there. We're going to spend a lot of money on lime today. And even upcoming, we'll be using a lot. This doesn't look too bad. When does 14 harvest? That's next month is too, so maybe we'll try to harvest both of these next month and try to get them spread with lime. I'll keep the spreader overnight then. Oh, there's unfolding. I'm not used to this lime spreader. There we go. I'm used to mainly the Colossus one, the one with the Colossus pack. I use it so much. Which I don't actually have that mod pack in here. I ended up taking it out partially because I want to use other mods. Because I end up just automatically going to the Colossus ones. Because like, oh, these are good. These are good and cheap. I want to try different things. So that is why I took them out. You know, it forced me to do different things, try different things. You know, normally I'd always use that one for the lime spreader, you know, stuff like that. So it'll force me to do different things, which is good. It's good to try some new things in here and new mods. Yeah, the loam portion is terrible in this one. Usually how it is. Usually how it ends up being. Yeah, maybe next month we can try to get those 2 fields harvested. Maybe we'll get them limed same month. Then after that, well, we need to get into the grass fields here shortly because I would like to get into the cows. And plus we have, 5 cows right now sitting, waiting to be fed. I kind of feel bad about it. But there's not much I can do outside of buying them food, which that is not an option. I do not want to buy them food when the only thing that's keeping me from doing it's just we're busy right now. We got a lot of things going on. I think the only thing I would like with this map, I don't see it at least, is with Pachanier you had all those buttons by the fields to turn off the fences. That would be nice, but I would say that's nice in every map though. So like if I buy one of these fields down here, I could combine them, but now I have a fence in the way. I have to try to get rid of the fence. Well, I think I'll probably go ahead and do a time lapse for the lime spreading. So we'll finish out this field, and then we got 2 grass fields to do immediately after. Because I might do the grass fields. So I'll either do it now or do it eventually. So I might just do it now, get it done with. So I'll check everyone once the time lapse is done.
Slow down, no. Can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time it'll be enough. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Alright, well, we're just about done here with the lime spreading. We'll finish this out, then, yeah, we'll probably hop right into doing planting. That stuff, finished up. Yeah, a lot of unique things with the map that we have to explore here. I didn't really realize it until I got in here, and it's like, wow, we got unique breeds of cows and all this, and at some point I do want to get into goats still here, just because the aged goat milk seems to be very, very lucrative. From what I'm seeing, at least, seems to be pretty lucrative, so kind of want to try that. So from what I'm seeing, at least, it was very lucrative looking. Yeah, we'll keep this spreader at least 1 month. Yeah. The unfortunate thing is I should have did it last month on that field. Because now when that field is ready to harvest in 3 months' time or 4 months' time, I'm going to have to lease another one of these. I'll probably get a cheaper one. But still, I'm going to have to lease another one because I didn't do it then. I should have. Well, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I can't do much about it now, so. I don't know why I put the tractor here. Kind of parked it in the corner. Like I said, don't know why it's there. Alright, let's look. We'll look again on the options we have, just in case. Silage maize I can't do because I don't have the header. Corn I can't do because I don't have the header. Sorghum I could do, don't have the header. I could technically do green beans because I think I have that mod on. Yes, I could technically do it. We do have, yeah, we have the canning factory here, so I could do jarred green beans potentially there if I wanted. I don't know where it's located, but I know we have it. Oh, there it is. There it is. All right. So that is something we could lease and do. It's an option. It's something to think about. Just do it in one field and then, you know, take the lease off once we're kind of done. So it would be a little bit more money. That's kind of my thought process. It's a little bit more money. Slightly more than double it'd have to be worth. How much are green beans worth? Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff in here that alfalfa. Holy. I had to like, what now? What now? That's how much? All right, green beans are 22,000. Meadow grass is a lot too. Wow. I'm gonna look how I can do alfalfa. How can I do alfalfa? Because $6,000 is absurd. That is absurd. All right, now let's look at jarred. We would make some money. Wouldn't be a ton, but we would make some. It'll be about $4,500 worth of green beans to a pallet of this. We would make about $1,000 extra. How much is that in the end? I think might be something we'll wait and kind of see where we're at. How much we get from it. So yeah, at some point we'll have to try alfalfa then. Unfortunately, we can't plant that with this. We'll need a actual seeder. So at some point we'll be looking for a seeder. This is a multi-fruit I could do everything with, but it's smaller than what I have. Realistically, we'd be looking for something. Yeah, we could probably do something small, honestly. It was just a, you know, as we need it, we could just do something small like this and just, you know, as we need it type of thing. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Because we only need the seeding function of it. So as we need it, that wouldn't be a bad idea instead of getting a multi-fruit until eventually we could get the multi-fruit option here. Until we can afford this, that might not be a bad idea. Get that, which is small. All right, well, I think we'll just go ahead and do a time lapse finishing up the planting in both of these fields. I don't think it'll take too long, but I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
twist at you. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that
If I just keep my eyes shut, maybe this time it'll be enough.
so I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you, foot on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the planting. And like I said, I think next time the big focus will be on the 2 harvests, which they are fairly decent size. Well, the sorghum's not too big of a field, but the soybeans are a pretty good sized field there, as you can see. A pretty sizable field. A couple obstacles too to try to miss. I think it's our only field that has the poles in there, which it's possible they don't have a collision, but yeah, it looks like it's the only one that we have that has them. Say some don't have a collision, so it's possible these are similar to that. Some may too, but yeah, yep, these do not have a collision. Yeah. So I should be able to harvest this with very little issues, and we have a worker plant in the future and stuff, and have very little issues. So these the same, but these have a collision. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they clearly thought about that, because that is one of those things a lot of people do not like is obviously obstacles in your field, because it just makes it a little bit harder to get in there and well, plant. So yeah. Obviously, like I said earlier, I might consider putting a multi-grain production in here, but we'd have to clear out trees and stuff. But that can be done. I was just curious, can we? They're technically props. I was curious if I could remove them, but I guess not. So. Alright, so first things first, we'll be getting the combine here started on the sorghum field. I'll also have a worker probably start on this. I have the cultivating contract there. Probably won't be the greatest of yields or anything. I don't expect it to be, at least, so. I'm going to go and put the trailer over here. But really, I'll probably keep this over here. I got some spraying to do for weeds and stuff. But yeah, this needs to go for a worker. It's like $4,000 in the end. It's not a ton, but it's $4,000 still. $4,000 more than I had before. The sorghum, the plan is to probably just bring it down to the flour mill, because we do still have a need for it down there. We're still renting both of those productions. As soon as they're done, though, we can probably return them. Unless the sorghum over there is done, I guess. Soonish. Though that's still a couple months out, regardless. So. Oh, yeah. I saw that swing, and I was like, oh, yeah, we're gonna hit the tree. Is there guidance lines on this? Yes. Not much for guidance lines, because it's not that large of a field, really. So. But yeah, from my understanding, I think I brought up last time, the alfalfa it's just basically harvesting it with a combine is how you get the actual alfalfa, which is the really expensive stuff. I don't know how well it's going to yield. That's another thing. But I think at some point, either like this field or another field, if I buy like 57 or something maybe in the future, I might use one of those as just a trial field, I guess, as just a field I'm trying the new crops in to see if I want to do them at a larger scale. That's kind of the thought process. And I'd have a better idea on like growth cycles and stuff like that, because that can be important when I'm making a decision on what I'm going to plant. It's kind of nice to know, oh, hey, is this going to take 5 months or is it going to be a 10-month growth cycle to get there? So it's important stuff to know. Now, chances are they won't finish with that by the time we're done with spraying. And I have considered, I don't know if it'd be worth it or not, but obviously we have 2 grass fields. I don't know if it'd be worth planting meadow grass into those. Because from my understanding, it looks like it's a higher yield silage, basically. And that's what we're making. So I'm kind of curious if it wouldn't be worth doing that. I'm considering it as an option. We're a couple months out from selling bread now, too. I'm hoping we can get all the sorghum from here into the mill and processed through the bakery by then. We'll see, and we'll see if we'll be able to go, we'll see if possible, but that way I can get everything, take the leases out. Although this sorghum might be ready shortly after that. I don't know. I do know it probably would be worthwhile getting my own, flour mill or multi-grain production or something, if I plan on keeping doing bread or not. But I also want to do like rye bread, or not rye bread, but rye, the rye oil. Something obviously new, so I want to try to do it. But, we're in need of a seeder for a lot of those things, since we have a planter, so. At some point I'll have to get a seeder. I don't know, I gotta get probably a sawmill at least, because I do need to get some of the stuff made for that production store thing. Farm shop, that's probably what it's called. I do need to get some trees cut. We'll probably take ones by the farm first before I do like deadwood contracts or anything. Get that brought back. We can check in on the worker over there. They've made a decent progress, I'm sure. Whole purpose to have them start was just to kind of make it so this video isn't too long, with obviously the larger soybean harvest taking up probably a lot of time. Trying to plan ahead for that, taking a bunch of time. Well, I'm just gonna do a short time lapse, so let's finish out the harvest here, and I'll probably get the field spread with lime. Then we'll get the sorghum brought down to the mill, get that going. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so just about done with this field. I think we are done now. Oh, we didn't really use that much lime for it. It really wasn't that bad for pH, surprisingly, really, for how terrible the yield was. So clearly the yield was primarily nitrogen, so fertilizer based. that off. Alright, so we got 11,000 liters. Now, I gotta remember, how do I get down to the mill? It's a little bit of a drive. I've done it, but it is a little bit of a drive. We go all the way down into town, take a right, and it's down here. Yeah, so basically take this road as long as we can and take the first right. That should get us pretty close to where we need to be. And we'll see how long it takes to run through there. If it, it's out next month, then I'll probably cancel the lease. And, maybe we'll release it when that sorghum there is ready. Just to save a couple $100 a month. Still, in the end, if we wait 2 months or 3 months, we're talking $1,000. Decent amount of money, especially right now where we're at. I'm sure we're going to get probably another 60-some thousand, a little bit here, a couple of months once we get to the bread. And we're probably going to have to back into this, because if I remember right, I couldn't actually pull through when I emptied the other stuff in here. Let's get this fired back up too. Get the sorghum flour going. I should automatically be moving over, yes, so they'll be obviously filling up here in a little bit. Obviously, we still got more flour to be ran through here. I don't know how we're doing here. We got a decent amount right here. It's not quite filled up the trigger yet. Love recycling. French words. That's what I gotta say, French words. Not the easiest. When you're not used to speaking it, it's not very easy. Alright, I suppose we can head on back. And we can probably start working on the soybean harvest. And I'll try to get that field spread with lime as well. I'll have to see how much is left until that one soybean field, the first field that we planted, is left until that's ready. To see if it's worth keeping the lime spreader until then, or if it'd be best to return it and then lease another one at a different point. Alright, starting a very, probably not great yielding field. I say that as it's dark green immediately. Really good immediately, 120% immediate. We have, right now it's already 80. Oh, nitrogen and pH are supposedly perfect. The only thing is hurting was weed control and tillage. What is... The pH is a little low, but not much. If we already have it, I'll do it, obviously, but yeah. Well, it dropped off a cliff soon, right in here. I suppose that's the loamy sand, though. Sandy loam is the second best, I believe. Loam is the best. I believe that's how it goes. I guess we could look at 58 and that would kind of tell me. Yeah, so. This field isn't perfect. Our best yielding fields are by far our grass fields because it's straight loam. This would probably be a good field here to get to, honestly. Field 6. Just because it's straight loam. This is pretty much all loam too. Well, I think we'll probably just go ahead and start a time lapse for this. Go ahead and empty as I'm driving by. Makes sense. basically hopefully guarantee my path all the way around. Fairly large harvest, like I said, but I'm hoping to do lime right after, too. So, anyways, I'll chat to everyone once the time lapse is done.
I'm not gonna let us fall apart. Built me like a Milky Way. Like I'm leaving tomorrow. Shoot me like a shooting star, as fast as the Apollo. 'Cause nothing ever was the same. Took too much too fast. No wonder we crashed. And you threw all the parts away. You left me searching. I'm not over. Are you done, baby, breaking my heart? I'm not over. I'm not gonna let us fall apart.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the soybean harvest. And we can get the lime spread. Which, honestly, I just realized I probably could have just included that into the here and did one time lapse. Yeah, well, hindsight 2020, I guess. That would have made more sense. Instead, I'll probably just do a short one right at the end then. Well, we did pretty good on this yield, though, from this field. Certainly no complaints. I mean, we're getting 120% in a lot of spots. Obviously, like, it could be better in the worst spots, and a lot of that could be, like, pH related, I'm thinking, or is it just pH is not bad? No, yeah. It's 80, so really the only thing hurting it was the weeding and tillage. And I don't think that would hurt yield. So this might be like a good harvest. This might honestly be like what a genuinely good harvest will be like from this field. I mean, we'll be over half bowl. I mean, that's not bad. Over 20,000 liters of soybeans, and they're what, 3,000 liters a piece? 3,000 or $3,000 per 1,000 liters. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about. Right, there we go. 22,000. Obviously, we'll get it into the silo, kind of to see where it's actually at. I don't know how much the environmental support might help. Well, by the time these are sold, it'll help. Because these wouldn't be sold until, you know, May, June of next year, so that we'll be sitting on them for a little while. Plus, we'll get more harvest of other fields of soybeans, too. Chances are we might be keeping, like, soybeans in this field, at least for a while, because it's probably one of the better crops to have. It's one of our larger fields. It kind of would make sense to run a fairly good, like, price-wise crop in here, so. At least in my opinion, it does. But obviously, you know, at some point we'll have to try other things. It's just, we need a seeder for a lot of them. Honestly, I think majority of them we need a seeder for. So obviously next month we'll be doing planting, and both of these fields will be planted. Which shouldn't take too long. Maybe I'll have a worker do them while I'm like working and mowing or something. Because we do need to start looking to get some silage made, which will take a couple months even to do the silage after. So it might be worth, you know, thinking about getting that going here shortly. New thing in the sale for $200,000. Fairly decent hours. Obviously, if you saw on the Veltra, we have like 20 hours on it or something. Let's see. So right now that is $82,000. Not too bad. Yeah, the Veltra's 28 hours. Because like I mentioned in the first episode, I try to get some of these things from the sales. So some of them have hours, some may not. But if we look through here, the sprayer has 47 hours on it. This has 53 hours. This has 12. And yeah, the Veltra. A couple of things obviously we didn't, but you know, a couple of things I did. I tried to do a couple of things. That was kind of my goal. It's not, yeah. I mean, a lot of this is we're adding very, very little. I mean, we added a good amount in the loam section, which loam is always the first section to go bad in here. So obviously we'll use a lot there. We might have to buy more potentially. It's 0.75, 0.62. So that will eat it up pretty quick, as you can see. So we might have to buy more. We'll see. Well, I'm just going to do a short time lapse. So let's finish out the lime spreading here. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so just about done with the lime spreading. We'll have a little bit left, but not too much. So when we next spread lime on, like that field over there, in a couple of months, we'll probably have to buy some then, but not too bad though. Alright, let's get this over here. I'll get the 1 bag of lime emptied. A couple spots say it needs it, but I mean, I drove through it, so I'm assuming it's going to be fine. If I drove through it, it should be fine, right? Yeah, just one. Right, let's get this returned. And like I said, we'll be obviously at some point here shortly, in a couple months, doing that harvest, and we'll have to rent to something else when we do this one. But yeah, next time we'll be doing planting in both this field and that one. I think this one is guaranteed soybeans. I don't know yet on the other field. That will somewhat depend on what I can plant, which, I mean, where is this one we have? No, this is this one. More limited options. This just can plant anything. Why didn't I go with this one? Oh, man. Yeah, pretty limited options overall. Because I need a different header for corn or sunflowers, different machinery for cotton, different machinery for sugar beets. Like we could do maize silage, which would be silage, it's corn, or corn. But again, with the maize, I think if I had to guess, the way you would do that would be a forager, which these are not cheap. Well, I don't see it in here. I guess I don't see it as an option, but I'm going to assume that is what you would use. Because I don't see it in here either. Yeah. It's not in here as an option. Although it's not scrolling. But I don't see it as an option in here, so I'm going to assume it's a forager. And these are not cheap. I mean, the cheapest one would be this one. But this is the only one that you actually get like a header and stuff on it. And this is $11,000. And you still need a header. Yeah, that actually has the corn stuff on it. So, yeah, plus you need a header, which is more money on top. So in the end, it's what, 14,000, something like that. That gets a little bit costly. So we could do it. Could. I would definitely, if I did it, I would do it on a smaller scale. So 58 would make more sense. But our silage pit is right here, so it's a little bit of a drive. I mean, first things first, I think we'll be doing probably a little bit of work in the grass fields today. I have the worker. I put the mower behind the sprayer. I have the worker planting soybeans in that field right now. I figured that is much needed. much needed. So we'll be doing that there, and I'm hoping we get this field here planted too. That way all the fields are planted. How far we actually get into doing the grass field is, we'll see. Ideally, we can get everything mowed up and baled and maybe even wrapped. We will see, though. It's hard to say. I don't know if this is the ideal tractor for this, because this does not have the front weight. Would have probably been better with the front weight, but I think once we're actually going, it'll be alright. I did cancel the lease on... I can turn the time speed up a little bit. On the flour mill. As it'll be at least 2 months until that field is ready, so... Yeah, this way we can actually start working towards getting food for the couple cows that we do have. So we get their health up, so we could sell them if we want. Because I don't know how much we'll do for, like, just beef cattle. You know, obviously we'll probably do some to try out the new breeds and stuff, but it won't be, you know, cream of the crop. It won't be all of it, you know. We won't be doing it all the time. Just here and there type of thing. Yeah, right now the bread is $90,000, I think, at max price. So we're looking at a lot of money there, which is nice. You know, we've spent a decent amount of money kind of getting things going here. I'm hoping that'll probably get me to the point where I could probably not buy a field, but we start working towards getting some dairy cattle in there. We can do that on the side and not just have... At some point I would like to try to plant alfalfa, which I would need a seeder for. Which likely I would just rent it. I mainly want to plant alfalfa to see if I can figure out how to get the alfalfa base, because it's $6,000 per 1,000 liters, so it's a lot of money. I would definitely like to know how to get that. Can you blame a guy? Like, it's a lot of money. These are very, very good yielding fields too, which is kind of expected. They are basically straight loam. Probably our best fields are the grass fields by a good amount. And these other ones are pretty good, but these are, yeah, really, really good. Yeah, that's why I'm like thinking chances are if I buy more fields, it's going to be this direction because it's more loam this direction. You know, there's a couple fields like that way that aren't too bad, but if I get the opportunity to buy something that is heavy loam, you know, why wouldn't I? That's going to be the better yield, so it'd make more sense. Oh, this is going pretty quick, actually. I would think we'd be able to get it baled and probably wrapped today. It's possible that the wrapper might be rather fast, because it is technically an unrealistic one. And the only reason I did that is just so the bales, I could do 240 bales. It was the only one I could find that did that. So, it wasn't a part of the Colossus pack, which I know that one is very, like, it spins super quick, because it is an unrealistic one. How do you even get to this grass field here? Just down there? I assume there'd be another way in. I'm not seeing it. If there is, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I think that's the only way in is at the bottom there. Oh, there's a small little bridge right there. But we could still get to it. Not that large of a field. That's why I don't know. I thought maybe even doing like a goat's there or something wouldn't be bad, but obviously I'd have to move the milk all over to the dairy, which is way over there. But completely way from the actual production. I'm thinking I might start up a time lapse and we'll try to get as much as we can done. Good way to put it. We'll try to get them baled, and just maybe we'll try to get it wrapped, maybe, depending on how long things take, I guess. So, depending on the length, we might finish everything. And otherwise, yeah, I'm hoping we can get both of those fields planted. That way, next month, we'd be able to get them sprayed. You know, maybe I'll get like a cedar here. Maybe we'll plant these into meadow grass, maybe. And that would allow me to obviously do the nitrogen at the same time. Do meadow and both. It sounds like we can do it, you know, regardless. And at some point in one field I'll do alfalfa, but that might be a little bit ways off. Anyways, I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Take a look in my life, staring at those deep blue eyes. Now I'm ashamed you've played the game. Missteps, mistakes, they're all the same. I don't know where to go from here. I really wonder how it feels if I listen to the voice inside. If I free my mind, let the stars come out. If I fire through the night, turning darkness into light. Stars up in space, nothing's the same. Now watch me burn your love to ashes. Now watch me burn your love to ashes. You thought you had all control, that I would never let you go. But I knew the lines, saw through your lies. Revenge is all.
Alright, so I'm just about done with the baling. But yeah, I had to switch to the Veltra for it. I seem to remember when I bought this going off of what the Veltra's horsepower was, not the Kubota's, so. Kind of was a worry of mine, not gonna lie. But yeah, I thought maybe it would still pull it, but yeah, it literally just sat there and spun. So, I mean, this still has some issues pulling it. Some of that is, I think, the pickup for the baler likes to basically dig itself right into the ground. Alright, well, how much is that for bales? That's in here. 30 bales. Not too bad. Not like a ton, but not too bad. Well, I'm going to get this parked back into the yard, and then we can get this put back onto the planter. We do need to get that planted. That. Which, part of me almost wants to put the alfalfa into that. But again, it'll grow back, so it's like, well, then I have something that grows back, and it's basically just a silage. But I was looking what crops this plants. The only thing I can do with that I don't need headers for is green beans, soybeans, and sorghum. What about a cedar? If I got one, I could do one of these probably, which would have the meadow grass and everything else. Because it would probably be good to keep trying to do bread as much as we can. Just my thought. And, you know, we could potentially keep both the fields of sorghum and then move them all down to the mill at the same time, too. Would be an option. I think, is that field soon? That's that soybean field. I think it might be really soon. And then we'll be obviously doing lime in that field. Oh. We almost need a bigger tractor, though, for that even. It barely pulls it. It barely pulls it. See, I think we'll do sorghum. Because of what we have, that doesn't need, you know, any special equipment or headers. That's basically all we got. So, options are limited. I will put on steering assist, but I think majority of this will probably not end up being done by steering assist. These corners are not the easiest to do. Be curious, maybe it'd be cost effective to even get our own like multi-grain production here. It's $50,000, but maybe it'd be more cost effective than like over time and keep renting it. And it would give us the option to do what, soy something? Soy sauce? Is that it? I think soy sauce. From our soybeans. So it'd be an extra income. I believe that production has that. It would be, you know, a little bit something there. We 100% just put a little bit of sorghum in that field. In the soybean field. Yeah. At some point I am thinking, I don't know if we'll do it right away, but those two fields right over there, the one with soybeans in it and with sorghum I think is in the other one, we'll likely at some point look to combine those two. They're right next to each other, it'd be easy to combine. Probably once we get more land though. Once you get more land, it's nicer having some bigger fields that you just put one crop in it and be, you know, good. But when you're a little bit smaller and you have multiple different fields, it's nice to be able to put crops into different things in each, you know, field. That way you can kind of diversify a little bit and do multiple different things and not just, oh, 2 big fields of sorghum type of thing, because we wouldn't have that many fields then, you know. It's like this small one right here, that wouldn't be a bad bet to eventually do, you know, like the alfalfa and stuff that I talk about. That wouldn't be a bad one to do it in. It's not that big of a field. And when I trial crops, I like to do it in small ones. When I trial them and kind of see how they are. Because I don't want to make a large financial, you know, risk in a sense on something that I'm not 100% sure on. So it was nice to have a little bit like a smaller field to do it with. Especially when I don't know like growth times and stuff. Alright, well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and start the time lapse. We'll finish out the rest of this field's planting, and then we'll do a bale wrapping for all the bales. So, I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Sweet sometimes, you don't know where to go from here. You never wondered how it feels when I listen to the voice inside. If I free my mind, let the stars come out. If I fire through the night, turning darkness into light, stars up in space, nothing's the same. Now watch me burn your love to ashes. Now watch me burn your love to ashes.
Alright, well, that's all for that. We used a lot of bale wrap. I seem to remember Iowa. We did a bunch of silage several times, right? I don't think we ever filled this up, but I'm gonna end up filling this up. Actually, at some point, so I'll actually have to buy bale wrap. Might be my first time ever doing it. But yeah, it might happen. Yeah, it'd be I think probably my first time, honestly. So that'll be something we'll have to add into the figures. Can we look at statistics for bales wrapped by any chance? No. Okay. I was hoping I could, cause just in case I missed any, but I don't see any. But I was hoping. Hoping. Yeah, that'll take a couple days for those to ferment. Then we can actually give them to the 5 cows that we have. I'm mainly just trying to get their health up right now. And then we'll basically sell them. They're probably not too terribly far off from the top price, but I just don't want to have, I mean, they're starving. I mean, to put it nicely, they're starving. We are not giving them food right now. They're starving. So I think what I would like to do is do more dairy. That's usually what I do. So we'll likely be doing that. But obviously, I like to give these guys max price and everything. So they can be sold at a good price. As I would think if we get max health and everything, I mean, they're at 18 months, which I want to say 18 months they can reproduce. But I want to say right around there is when they actually are best priced. That 18 months. So, at least with regular cattle, that's how it is. I don't foresee why it'd be any different here. This doesn't really say in here, but yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure. Asia maturity is 18 months, so that's likely your best price then is there. First things first, I have all the bread here loaded up, so we're actually going to be selling it today. I thought it would be January, but it looks to be a fairly good price today, so I'm going to hit that. Yep. Oh, I really did it. I really did. I hit it, but I also got stuck on it. Yeah, fairly good price. I am going to be canceling the lease on the bakery. I'm just waiting on the last, I think it was like 300 liters just to sell out. I don't really want to, have that go to waste, so. Yeah, this is down by the train tracks, I know, but this is not actually sold at the train. You have the train there, obviously, but there's also a sell point right behind it. What looks to be like pallet goods and stuff. Yeah, all in all, what, $103,000? $102,000? It's not too bad, not too bad. Do up to $155,000 total. I did look at contracts earlier. There wasn't really anything interesting. Like, this would not be bad. Considering we're buying a chainsaw already, I might have to buy. So that wouldn't be a bad... I'd be paying for it. I'd be paying for it right there. Where's the chainsaws? There we go. That would pay for the chainsaw in one go, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. So we will be working on a little bit of sawmill stuff to cut a couple trees down that I was thinking about doing. If possible, I would like to get the grass fields planted with meadow grass, but that might wait because we do have some spraying to do as well. We got a handful of small things to kind of do today. Nothing like major, but plenty of things that still need to be done. Yeah, I know our one sorghum field is ready next month, but I figured we'll save ourselves like $500 if we cancel the lease, then lease it again. So why wouldn't I do that? It's not that much money, but still, it's probably worth it in the end. A couple $100. Still money. It's still money in the end. I'll still need this trailer actually to do the trees. But yeah, this would not be bad. Cultivating one to do. Yeah, it's way at the top of the map, which is what, field 74, I think it was. Which I guess I could drive directly up there from the store, basically. Not that far of a drive, but I don't quite think it's worth it, to be honest. There was a harvest for alfalfa. It is tempting, to be honest, just because, it's a decent amount of money, obviously, in alfalfa. But the fact that since it's a contract, I'm not the one really getting most of the money. So I kind of just gonna leave it, I guess. Yeah, we'll do this contract. Just quickly. This can be untagged. And we are cutting it down here. This doesn't look that... there's not that many trees in here, really. So this should be pretty easy to see. There's like 15 total. They should be pretty easy to see right away. Well, we probably got 2 more. Well, here's one. And no, this is a lodgepole. This is definitely deadwood. Yep. Oh. It was a deadwood. Oh, I'm out of the zone. Yeah. There we go. Oh, my bad. Yeah, I suppose there's some dead wood here that just doesn't isn't in the contract though. We gotta ignore it. All right, let's get that collected. That paid for the chainsaw and a little bit extra even, so that's nice to have. All right, we're almost at top of the hour, then I can cancel the lease. Yeah, thought process is we need to kind of clear out this area because I kind of want to put like a multi-grain production or something here potentially. I don't know if I'll do that right away. There's definitely some just brush in here too, but that's something I want to do is to get a multi-grain. Oh, this is an oak. That'll probably yield quite well for what it is. All right, well, look at that. We got this whole area cleared up pretty quick. Now, there is 2 sawmills up there. One of them has the wood beams and stuff that we're looking for. That's one where we want to put this in. We need at least, I believe it was 100 liters of long planks, which, I mean, we're going to end up making a full pallet. That's how it is. You got to make a full pallet. And then 1,000 liters of wood beams. And I'll probably do what I've done in the past. At least try to remember to do it. Just because... Oh, there we go. A pallet is technically 999.9 liters or something like that. So... I don't know what it's cutting. I was just hoping to take away some of the brush here, really clear it up. Alright, I'll head it on up. Start getting that going on up there. Curious how much wood we'll get from this. I don't think it'll be that much. I'm hoping that we can at least get the amount that we need. Obviously, the rest of everything that we need would be like cement products, and I kind of have to buy those, which is rather unfortunate. That's kind of, it seems to be the main option is to buy it. But I don't foresee any like productions and stuff I could just rent to get like the cement bricks and bags and whatnot. It sure seems like I'd have to. I'm gonna have to. I either have to buy the production or buy the product. Kind of the option here. Yeah, this is the place that does prefab walls and timbers or something like that. Timber frames, something like that. I think this looks like the area I can put it in it. Yeah, so it's 3,000 liters. But not much, but like I said, we need to get a go on with it, so we need wood beams and long planks. I don't think it would probably actually spawn a pallet from that. That's, yeah. Maybe off camera I'll do that one. Off camera I'll just do the dead wood maybe. Just so I have enough in there. I might just do that as off camera. That way I know I have the wood in there and I know it's going to be, dealt with. Right, let's gonna move on with some spraying. It's just 58 and 14, I believe. Yes. Next month we do have harvest going on too. Actually, I think we only have one. We have one harvest. 26. That's it. That's the only thing that's going on. 27 is soon. We have a couple coming soon. How much are... Yeah, these fields really don't cost as much as I thought they did. The problem is with like 22, I don't think I'd want... If I'm going to buy a field, I would want to buy 6. I'd want to buy a bigger field. Because I'm already, with some of these fields thinking I'm going to want to combine them in the future. Even 14 and 58 could almost get combined. I think there's a path through here, I think, right? Is it a road? No, it's not even a road. So I wouldn't be against even combining these. Even though, sure, would it be like a perfect combination? Probably not. But, once we kind of get things, mainly a bigger planter, I would say I'd be, down to, do that. So, what tree is this? Tilia amarensis? I butchered the last bit of that so bad. I don't even think it's that hard to say. Well, that's what it is. It looks like a big tree. Oh, man. Oh. Alright, let's get back over here. We can do some spraying. Shouldn't really take that long. Honestly, I might end up doing that Deadwood contract on camera. I could. I wish there would be a way I could set it to where, alright, we only spawn one pallet, then we stop. And then I can, rent, the firewood production. Because seems like it's based off the same, storage. Yeah, timber frames. Oh! Prefab walls takes... Oh. Okay. If we need prefab walls at any point, we need a lot of things. I think the wool would be the hardest thing. Right now, long planks to do timber frames. Oh, okay. Well, I'm kind of shocked. I did not know, that recipe is different in here. It's a good thing I know it's now, I guess. Yeah, I was gonna look what cement bricks and cement bags. How much do they cost? Cement bricks to buy, it would be what, $13,000, and then cement bags to buy would be about $9,000. So we'd be looking at what, $22,000 to buy everything, and we're not making money on that. We're not making money to do that either. But it's cheaper than a production. That's just for this stage. There's still just 10 total. I don't know what in total we'd need, but... Well, I'm thinking I'm probably going to go ahead and start a time lapse. So we'll finish out the 2 fields that we have for spraying. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Sunlight is not enough. We could burn like a flame through the atmosphere. Yeah. Starlight, it's calling us. Leave the ghosts of our past in the stratosphere. Oh yeah, yeah, it's calling us.
Alright, so just about done here. Didn't take too long at all, really, to finish all the, 2 fields. Well, there's a little bit left here, I think, but it should be everything once we hit this piece. Yep. A little bit that was missed, not much though. Let's look, take a look. See, yep. Oh, it's probably because of tram lines. That's probably what was missed there. All right. Yeah, we got the contract somewhere down here in 137. That's the same piece we were just in. So we'll be going back down there to do another deadwood contract. This one we're keeping. I'm hoping I'm able to cut the deadwood down. I know sometimes it will and sometimes it won't let you. It's kind of, I don't know if it's a bug, but yeah, occasionally it'll come up with like an error of like you don't own something, yeah, so, or you can't do this action. I forget exactly. It's been a little bit since I've had that. Because I really haven't did deadwood contracts for wood in a little bit. I tried doing it once in competitive, I think. But I think it wouldn't let me cut the trees down too much. I didn't do all of them or something. I forget, but I know Iowa was a common issue there. Because, well, I did quite a bit of deadwood. That's how I made a decent amount of money, really, just by having deadwood contracts. Constantly feed sawmills. I mean, it's not a bad way to make a couple of bucks. I'm currently going basically the complete wrong way. But the plan is to go all the way down and just basically take a left to where I took last time. I kept going. Alright, so... Oh, what's up here? It's farther up. The problem is there's so many dead trees that it's hard to tell which dead tree I'm supposed to cut. You know, there's so many in here. So it's farther up. This section. Oh, that must have been the one I accidentally cut earlier. Can I cut this in pieces? I can, alright. Well, I'm going to take this one then. If anybody asks about it, just say, whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Yeah. I didn't mean to cut it, so I had to take it, clearly. Clearly, that's how the world works. Okay, if you accidentally cut it, that means you gotta take it and take your evidence. Well, there's no way anybody knows that you accidentally cut the wrong tree. And it should be one more. Yep, top piece. Hopefully, all of them are like that, where I can actually do the whole thing. Cut the whole thing up. Alright, well, I'm just gonna do a jump cut. We'll get everything here done, and I'll probably meet everyone back up at the sawmill with the full trailer and everything. So we'll take a little bit to get done here. To get everything cut up, so... Alright, so here we are with all the deadwood. The hope is this would bring it to where it should last and be able to make a pallet's worth. Oh! Well over a pallet's worth probably there. Well, it can make quite a bit, to put it nicely. Oh yeah, there are fields all the way up here. Did I know there was all fields all the way up there? This is a bigger map than it feels like. It is a very big map though. So, you know, at some point, obviously, we'll be looking to buy this section, which I think I've talked about before. I didn't really look over here or really go into depth about it. Yeah, this is all the snail production area here. All this are for snails. All of this is for snails. This is probably not for snails, but it is here. Maybe it's like rice saplings or something. Yeah, all of this is for snails. You have to get a place to get water up here, too. I see that, because I don't see a spot otherwise. Unless, like, one of these sections, maybe. But this might also just be a production, or it might just be nothing. First things first, I'm going to set a worker off in this field for cultivating. I think it was like $5,000. Not terrible, so I'm going to go ahead with that. And then I do have a bunch of long planks of wood beams loaded up. A bunch of these will be sold, I believe, here. It's right next to the sawmill, so I figured it is probably the closest spot. But most of it will be going to... Oh, I was supposed to say, is that one shot? No. Still, it's probably around 50,000 we made. Not quite, like 45,000. Yeah, those there are going to our little farm shop that we're working on making. Honestly, I probably made enough money I could buy the couple other things that I need. I could. Is it worth it, though? I'm going to need to buy it eventually, though, too. So, like, eventually I'm going to have to buy it anyways. Is it worth to buy now? I'm not going to put the time speed up too much because it is supposed to snow at some point, so I don't want to hit that point. Otherwise, we do have green beans already to harvest, as well as sorghum. Which the plan is, at least with the green beans, we'll probably end up selling whatever the best price is. I don't think we'll run it through a production. But the sorghum, we'll probably put it into the silo for the time being until the other sorghum field is ready. We'll do the harvest there, and we'll just bring it all down to, the flour mill, or if we have a multi-grain production by then, put it in there. Either or. Either I'll rent the production or I'll have a production. Yeah, I didn't know the green beans were going to be ready. I thought it would be a little bit longer, to be honest, so... The price for the cows have skyrocketed. I want to say it was, what, $1,600, $1,700 total last time per cow. Now it's about $3,000. A little over $3,000. Quite a bit. Quite a bit. So that is significantly higher. I'm kind of just waiting on them to eat most of the food out. So I just don't want it to go to waste, really. So I don't really have any plans to put other cows in there right now. Maybe in the future, if I decide, I want to do some sort of beef cattle, then I'll probably do it. Just because that pen would make more sense for that, because there's no milking, parlour there, so it's not like I can milk it. So, we'll probably put it in there anyways. It would make more sense. Keeps more capacity for the milking one. Okay, it is... Take a right here. Okay. I haven't actually drove there, I don't think. So, we haven't been down there too much. And I will be spawning in like a 2-liter pallet of wood beams too. That is just so we don't have issues with... Is it this way? Oh, I took a wrong turn. It's this way. See, it's just so we don't have an issue where it's stuck at 1 liter or 0 liters until the next. So I'm just going to spawn in like a 2-liter pallet because I can do that and just call that, good. It's not like, as far as I know, we're not going to be paid for this, so I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference. Alright, so we are here. Yeah, I suppose I'm stopping traffic here. Okay, so that is now being worked on. Like I said, can I get away with a little bit quieter? I'm gonna spawn in a like a couple liter pallet of it. Wood beam, and we'll do 3 liters, so that way we should be good. That is a nice 3-liter pallet. Just so we don't have that issue. Yeah, now we have a little bit extra, so. In theory, we shouldn't have that issue. It's just to avoid that. Oh, that is a car. Where is a warehouse where I could buy the last 2 things? Would this be it? Can I buy cement bags and stuff here? Cement bags, cement bricks. They are very expensive. I don't know where the product spawns, but maybe over here, maybe? I think it must spawn over here, maybe. Spawn somewhere back there. Yeah, we need 2,000 liters of each. So, that's $9,000 there for cement bags. And then we need cement bricks, which is $13,500. We just spent, you know, what, 22,000 right there? And I'll be doing the same thing. I'll spawn in a couple, like a 3-liter pallet of each, just so we don't get stuck at 0. It's more so I remember now to do it than, you know, obviously I could do it when it does get stuck, but I like to do it now just so I don't have to worry about it and it get stuck on a stage and I can just, yep, okay, this is what I need. I don't have to worry about it. Do it while it's still fresh in the mind of, oh, hey, I need to do this. It helps. We'll get this all put there. I'll see. Not like it's making me any money, but gotta do what you gotta do. My biggest concern is that we'll need to do prefab walls or something there, and to make it, it's a lot more ingredients. Some things I just don't have. So I'd have to, you know, weigh the pros and the cons of buying it versus buying some of the ingredients, but not all of them. It's, yeah, you gotta figure the pros and cons. Then we should be good for this. We'll be able to make it to the next stage. We can see what the next one is. This is just like an item I kind of want to get done. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Just, let's get it done. Let's get it done. That way I don't have to worry about it. And from what I hear, it is worth a lot more money, your ingredients here, so. Now let's get away so I can think clearly. Alright, that'll be, be in the C's. Yeah, the reason I do this stuff, I used to do it in the XML. This is a lot easier. Cement bags. Oh, was that extra by accident? Oh. I don't think I have any other pallet goods, right? No. Okay. Alright, my bad. Remove pallets. There we go. Remove 3 pallets. There is 1 pallet that got removed. I don't know what it is. Interesting. Yeah. Set. And then we can do it. There we go. Yeah, there's 1 pallet I don't know where it was got removed. Oh, it's probably lime. Yep. Yep. Well, what I'll do there is, once I'm done recording, I'll also look back on the footage and I'll show how much I had, and I'll spawn that exact amount back in. I didn't think I had any pallets, but I guess it's not a bag. It would be a pallet in that case with the lime. So didn't think about that. I can just spawn in the exact amount, and it won't be that big a video. Only a couple 100 liters, I think. But I can do it, well, I could probably quickly look, too, at the last video and see what it was. That way I can just get it added now. And everybody watching can see the before and the after. Of, yep, he put the correct amount back into the game. At some point, we gotta get all these bales picked up, too. I was gonna do that this month, but because I was gonna get those fields planted, but then I saw the green beans being ready. I was like, oh, well, that's a lot more harvest than I thought we were gonna have, that's for certain. I didn't think we'd have 2. I thought maybe 1, and then, you know, maybe planting or something, but... So I have to get the silage picked up then. Do we have a depot contract in here yet? Just out of curiosity, we do. 8 trees. I will gladly accept that. I'll do that at some point then. I won't turn any of these on then yet, because I might need, planks or something in the next stage. Just save myself a little bit of a headache later of having to get more or something. Alright, I'm going to quickly check to see how much lime I had in that bag. And I'll get it spawned in quick. That way that is all dealt with. And then we can probably start with one of the 2 harvests. I don't know which one yet. It really doesn't matter too much which one. I guess the harvester's already over here, so probably the green beans. Right, that should be, yep, 1487 is what I saw in the last video. I found a section that showed the stock checker. So that is what's getting added back in. Alright, so we'll just park this here because we will be needing the flatbed at some point. Kind of depends how long this takes to process through. Take a little bit of time. That's what I'm seeing. Alright, so that means this will be on the trailer duty. Oh. I think every time I've done this, I have dropped the weight instead of the planter. Yeah, cow's price, 3,800. So yeah, it's really, really good. But I'm just kind of waiting and letting him eat up more, and then I'll sell him off. The probably beginning of next video, they'll probably be sold off. Because I think food-wise, it'll last probably a little bit around next month. Maybe they'll run out a little bit, but I don't think they'll go down in health yet. I'm driving without the trailer. I'm literally driving without the thing I meant to grab. What the heck? Yeah, I think they should still be good for health, though. Once you figure that all in, I think they should still be good for health. I'm going to park alongside this. This could potentially yield fairly well. The thing is with these crops, which I've been meaning to possibly talk to Brady about for the next competitive, is obviously we're harvesting this via a mod. You can use your harvester to harvest green beans and peas. And what I've kind of noticed is I don't think it's like increasing yields. I don't think that's what's going on. I think it's more so is you're completing a field that would normally take you, all day for a regular harvester to do it, what it's meant to harvest with. Instead of you doing it in like 10 minutes, it feels like you're getting a lot. I think that's, yeah. It's priced in a way that it makes sense to, once you figure in the expensive equipment where you're going to make more money. I've been meaning to talk to him about if we want to do it in the next competitive, if we want to turn it off or anything. Green beans don't seem nearly as bad as peas are. Wow. They're, yeah. Yeah. You make a lot of money off of that. I've been meaning to talk to him if he wanted to change things up there and stick to realistic things or what. Well, I think we'll probably go ahead and start up a time lapse. Either we'll finish both harvests in one time lapse, or I'll do one and then split up to 2. I might just do both in one. I don't know. Really doesn't matter too much. We'll see how long this one takes. We'll probably base it off of that. That'd probably make more sense. Alright, well, I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
You paint a picture in my mind. You wanna leave it all behind. In a world that's turning all the time, nothing could stop me longing for your eyes. I won't let it die. I can feel
Alright, so we're just about done here with the sorghum harvest. That's both the fields done. We'll get this unloaded, we'll put it into the silo like I said, and then, you know, maybe when we do the second field of sorghum, either I'll rent the mill again, or I'll get my own, like, multi-grain production. Which one of these fields here, because I'm probably gonna end up renting like a cedar. Obviously put the meadow grass in. I might put rye into one of these, because I know that had that rye oil I really wanted to do. Maybe I'll do both of these fields into it. To be honest, ideally we'd get a planter or cedar that does both crops, both cedar and planter crops, or every crop I should say. That would be the easier way to put it. That would just do every crop. That would be nice. I mean, this would, yeah, looks like it. So that would be nice, but that would be $55,000. It's not like a huge upgrade either. Actually, size-wise, it's probably, yeah, it's less size-wise. So, you know, maybe it's just worth having a second piece of equipment that is just a cedar. 5.2 meters isn't that bad, and it's, you know, to beat that width-wise, you're up here, 55,000, which is literally almost $50,000 more. Quite a bit of money, so. Don't really need the tractor, but alright, we'll just leave that there for the time being. Oh, I do have that one contract here to collect. Almost $5,000. Not too bad, not too bad. Up to 181,000. So we still made money this month, even once you figure in, you know, buying all the cement bags and everything. We still made, you know, $30,000 almost. So it's not bad at all, really. Really can't complain. Which is good. We still made money even though we spent, you know, $20,000. That's not too bad. I'll probably head down to do that Deadwood contract. But I won't be turning on anything in the production until I know what I need for the next stage. So. Just because I don't want to make something that I don't need, and then I'm like, oh, I need more Deadwood to do the next thing. Which it looks like the thing that will take the longest is all the cement bags. The wood products are almost done. Alright, this is in the same spot it was literally the last couple times. I'm gonna probably take this road and go all the way down. And then what we take, third left? Yeah, the third left and then the first right. Would kind of take me that way. Looks to be a fairly direct route is kind of what I'm seeing. Which is what I'm looking for. So we'll head on down there. We'll get it all cut down and collected. I'll probably just quickly do that off camera and then I'll show me putting it in or something. Because collecting it is, I mean, it's the same that I did last month. And we'll probably be doing a bunch more of it in the future too. It's going to be something I'll probably in the future continue to kind of do it off camera too. And maybe I'll say, hey, I did a, you know, Deadwood contract, or I'll show putting it in, but I'll do the actual contract itself off camera. It gets a little bit repetitive of showing it every month, so that's kind of the thought process of just cut it out. If you want to see it, then let me know and I can try to include it, but I don't think cutting down, 8, 10 dead trees is that interesting, but maybe somebody finds it interesting. I don't know. All right, so we're just about to the sawmill here. So we'll get everything put in, and like I said, we'll be basically just sitting on it until I have a better idea of what we need for the next thing. So, for the next time, we'll have 13,500 liters, though, of wood. First things first, we got a couple of things to sell. Just 2 pallets of wood beams and 2 pallets of long planks. The rest will be brought to our little store thing that we're working on. We need 3 pallets of long planks, well, 21,000 liters, but yeah. And then we also need 1,000 liters of wood beams. So, figured I would bring those down now, that way they can get going, and then obviously for this, it's kind of just nice to make a couple extra bucks from what is left extra, because we got a decent amount of even deadwood contract coming up here. I don't have it accepted yet, but there's another deadwood contract for like 15 trees. So that'll be quite a bit of, wood right there. Yeah, we made, 30,000 by doing basically nothing. I really do need to get those bales cleared up, because I do need to, I was going to put, meadow grass into that? I was going to plant meadow grass, but I just haven't gotten a planter yet, or seeder yet, to do it. It just hasn't been done then. We're going to hit a point where I'll be able to do a second cut out of it before anything else. Which maybe that's what we'll end up doing. We'll just do a second cut. It's not like we're in a rush to do the meadow grass. It'd just be kind of nice to do, just because it's supposedly a better silage grass. Oh, that reminds me. That does remind me. Okay, there's 400 liters left. Okay. Yeah. We're not quite selling those cows yet. All right. I wanted to get it as basically as low as possible. Just there's not much wasted. And chances are, we might put more cattle in there at some point. It's just, I'm a little worried that, we'll need, prefab walls or something at some point. If I remember right from I forget, either it was the help guide or something that I saw it. But the last couple stages are bringing local products, I believe. Don't know what obviously products those will be, but I don't think it's going to be timbers or prefab walls, but I'm assuming it's some other product, whether it's something with snails maybe, or the different types of cheeses and stuff that we have available to us. It could be a wide variety of things. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could just, I really should pick up the bales. I really should. Don't know if they'd actually all fit. I'll probably get them just put into the one empty cow pen, and that way we can start working on getting some sort of milk production and stuff going on. So that's been something I've kind of mentioned for a while. I'm like, yeah, I want to do something with the milk, and I haven't. I haven't even touched it. So it would be nice to kind of get that stuff going, considering the production's literally right on our farm, so it's not even like it's hard for us to do. It's literally right there. Super easy and convenient for us, but still ain't doing it though. I'm still not doing it right now. Which will be one of the new breeds of cows too. I don't know which one, but it'll be one of them. Well, I'll have to look. Which one was? Yeah, like the Vosges wouldn't be bad. Because it's milk and meat. and it's low consumption of food. Actually, if we're doing my main priority would be milk. These would be the best. Good milk output, low consumption. That'd probably be good then. Yeah. That'd probably be the best one if my bet is to do milk. Maybe I'll get some of another one too. If it does, you know, milk and meat production, then it's like, well, I could have them for a while, then sell them, and then get, you know, buy new ones in there and kind of make a little bit of money, additional money that way as well. Or is this, they just reproduce too? Obviously, they reproduce, so, you know, as new ones are able to start producing milk, you sell off the old ones and just, you know, slowly make a little bit extra money that way. But yeah, I'm going to do a quick jump cut. I'll just get all the bales picked up, and we'll probably put them into one of the pens and get some cows actually today. So, all right. So all the bales are picked up. Supposedly the worker's done here. Yeah, you can see the job they did. I don't think I need to say my opinion on the matter. I think everybody knows what my opinion is on the matter there. If I was paying somebody to, I should probably move the harvester. But if I was paying somebody to plant my field and they did that, I wouldn't be very happy. I think I'd be asking for a refund, honestly. That's pretty bad, especially down here. Like up here's a couple small bits missed, but it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. Pretty noticeable. We'll get there eventually here. Right, we need to get this moved out of the way because I'm trying to go through here. Obviously, I will be actually fixing the parts that they missed. I don't think I need to say that. Then this, I will just quickly just basically harvest right into it. That way I am out of the way. We'll just manually put some in there. It clearly is probably like too high or something. Which is very possible and very, you know, happens. We'll just do this way. Fill it up all the way. That way we should have to worry about that for a little bit. I am actually considering doing some beef cattle. I actually am right now. I'm thinking about it just because it's like they can be worth a good amount of money. Wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't be a bad thing. This one up here. The thing is that if I do it, I'm going to want to sell the ones that I have. Because those I think are already max for price, so they're not going to get any better. Yeah, because they're, I guess, well, reproduction is in 12 months. We'd be getting more, but that's a ways out. And they're already 21 months, so they're not going to go up in value at this point. I think I'll sell them. So let's go ahead and sell these. Right, $19,500. Not too bad. All right, now what were the new breeds? And I'll see what they were best for and what they weren't for. So we'll definitely get these for the milk barn. I think we'll do the Vosges. I think is how you say it. As well. We'll probably get some of these then. Same ones we just sold. 5 months would probably make the most sense because you're not going to make money back off of these. We'll basically buy how many we just sold. So we'll buy 12 because we just made 20,000. So we'll buy 20,000 worth. All right, and then the Vosges and these were the other ones for this pen. Which I likely won't get too many. Just because I am trying to figure out, see how much they do eat. That is kind of an obvious concern. Highland cattle and stuff, maybe we'll have to do a couple of those. They seem, the price is a lot higher in these. That is something kind of just, I noticed. We'll get a couple of these, that way we make a little bit of money right away. And we'll get a couple more of these. That way we're still producing some. And then, same thing here, we'll get a couple that we're actually producing. And we'll get a couple of the small ones. So, that would put us at 20 in here. Now, there is an animated milking parlor. At some point I'll have to show that, but okay, there's one of our cows. Where's the rest? Out here. I suppose they got a nice pasture. Oh, look at them run. Hopping. Oh. All these guys are hopping too. Yeah, obviously the fattening barn, I guess we don't have that big of a capacity in here. Do I get a couple of Angus? I might, yeah. I'll get a couple of Angus, and I'll get a couple of Highland cattle. Like I said, I think these will still probably go up in value. Potentially, when we go to actually sell, but right now, maybe not so much, but we'll see. Yeah, that's a little bit of a production there, finally, of milk, and as well as a little bit of just cattle in general. This is for pallets and such. Well, probably bales and such. For the time being, I'll just leave them here, though. Because I will obviously be filling up both of the foods here. So, matter. Oh, okay, they're both full now. All right. We'll just put a bale in front of both. They'll be good for a little bit longer then. So yeah, obviously we'll want to continue on that on here and keep working on that and get more milk and such. We will need to get a trailer for that. I think the usual mod I use is in here at least. Yeah. Yeah, it is. I was trying to think, because I don't have, like, the Colossus pack in here. I decided to not have it on just so, it's kind of an excuse for me to try different things and not just use the same thing all the time. So, I took that out of here just as a reason to do that, but I think the one I'm thinking of is from a different pack that I would believe is still active. I believe it's still active. I will probably do, I'm thinking maybe sorghum. Do we want to do soybeans? Either one would be good. The thing with soybeans is eventually we might get that multi-grain production, and that would allow me to then do what, soy sauce, I think it is? Would be something to do with soybeans. Otherwise, obviously, we keep doing... corn eventually wouldn't be bad because you do corn tortillas and stuff. But yeah, that production too, but I don't have the header for that. Sorghum wouldn't be bad because we do have some sorghum in here, right? Yeah, 19,000 liters. We have another one at some point to go as well. Which I might honestly just get that production, I think, soonish, because we're making a decent amount of money from the wood and stuff. And it's what, almost getting closer to that time we'll be selling some soybeans. And that'll be, I don't know, like 80,000 or something like that. I forget exactly how much it is. Yeah, 82,000. I was actually really close. I mean, I have 16,000 liters of wood chips I could sell potentially if I wanted to. Almost $9,000 of wood beams. Quite a bit. But yeah, and some like green beans and stuff that are coming up here. Honestly, it's not that bad of a price now, but you know, a couple of things that wouldn't be bad. You know, we'll be making some money off of. And we have the open area. I kind of cleared it basically for the multi-grain in mind. If I do it now, I could do like the soy sauce and stuff. Yeah, finally have cows. We finally have cows. I've talked about it for a while. So, it's good to have them. I think we'll do soybeans in here. I would like to get off-seed cedar, like I said, just so we can try some of the new crops too. Kind of limited on new crops with this, because basically only silage maize is for our new crop for a map. Yeah, it'd be nice to get some different products going. What does that make via just regular milk? More Van Tomi? Looks like to be the main thing that's like new. Goat cheese obviously is something. Which is something I do want to get into the 6 months. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. If like you put it in there and you gotta wait 6 months, would that be something? Maybe that would be different. If you gotta like produce it and it just sits there for 6 months. Well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and do a time lapse for this planting here quickly. Then shortly after that, we can start looking into doing the harvest as well. So. I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
When you reach the end, will you wait for me? Holding out a torch that's lighting up the way. I can't run and I can't crawl, but as soon as I scale your castle walls, I'll try to find you. I know I see it all tonight. Oh, I see it all tonight. I watch it come to life. I feel the world around.
All right, so that is all of that. We'll probably get the planter dropped and we'll grab the trailer there, right? Yeah, we'll definitely need it. Yeah, I think so. We'll definitely need it for the soybean harvest. Then next month, I think we have this field here, the harvest. We'll need to do lime in the field that we're about to do the harvest in, and it would be ready to plant. That's quite a bit. Feels like we've had a lot of busy months so far. Whoops. Yeah, it feels like we've had a lot of busy months so far, which is not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing at all, but... And we'll still obviously have... I'll do the Deadwood off camera, too. All the Deadwood contract. But 15 trees, something like that, so I'll just do it off camera, and then I'll get it put into the sawmill. Which I... We'll probably fast forward a little bit of time speed to see if we, what we need in the little farm shop. All right, off we go. I don't know how well this is going to yield, because, like I said, this is okay. It's actually reading pretty good. We'll see how the loam section is, but wasn't one I did any Loma or any lime on. Because I was like, yeah, it should be decent enough from what I'm seeing. We could get basically one harvest out was my thought, and you know, obviously don't have that much money right at the beginning, so this was the first field that we planted. I think I just rambled on about the map and I planted this field, if I remember right. Decent size. Obviously long term will be combining some fields and stuff, but that's a little bit more long term from now. Well, once we start buying more fields, we'll want to combine some fields. So, well, I think we'll probably just go ahead and start time lapse for this. So I'll check everyone once the time lapse is done. Alright, so we're just about done here with the soybean harvest. Yeah, alright, I would say for yield and everything. The yield map itself is very, very good. But still, I think we'll need lime this next time, though. Just from what I remember, I'm gonna assume. Yeah, we'll need it. Alright, so about 14,500 liters there. That'll be a nice addition to what we currently have in there. We'll be over $100,000 to sell of soybeans in about, what, 4 months? So we got, $100,000 here shortly, in a couple of months, basically. Which will help pay for her, the rental of, like, the stuff for the maize silage and as well as the production and stuff. Honestly, you could probably put a production here, too. Somewhere. You could probably fit another one. If at some point we want to get something else placed, I think we could do that. Or if, like, the dairy eventually just doesn't have enough capacity or something for what we're doing, we could, put a dairy down here. Alright, so that would put us at $135,000 of soybeans in literally like 4 months' time. We'll have a good amount coming our way. So, yeah, obviously the cows are hopefully adjusting to their new home. There's probably very few in here. It's like none in here. There's literally like one. Otherwise, they're all out and about exploring. Yeah, the only thing is that if we would eventually need a dairy, it's just obviously the new products. I don't know if there's, I mean, it probably is. If there's a dairy in here from this mod, or from the grape juice production and packaging, washing. But yeah, I don't know if there's a dairy from the map in here as a production or not. That yeah, I do not know. And it'll take a little bit to find out. Obviously, this is from Poligny, so it's not in there. Here's a flour mill. It's actually very, very cheap. What is that one thing? I don't know what that one ingredient thing that it makes is. Oh, there is a small cement factory. Oh. It's nice to know. I did not know that, actually. Yeah, obviously, I'd have to find a dairy for this. I don't know, oh, cheese production. Voila. It's a snail. Yeah, voila, right there. We'd be able to fit it somewhere in here. Comes with a storage and stuff up top. Yeah, I don't know what that one production thing in the flour mill was. I don't recognize it. Which is just like weird to me because obviously I feel like I recognize most ingredients. I don't recognize what that thing is. I'm trying to see if I see it in here. And it just like, sticks out to me. Problem is like some of these are just like mods and stuff. So it's like, I don't even need it. Not even, from this pack. Snail feed. That's it. That is it. So we'll probably need feed mix. Wonder what used for that. Well, that's one thing I wasn't planning on. I didn't think about. I guess we might need food for the snails. It looks like the only way to really make it is by placing that, from what I'm seeing. It is possible though that once you buy, oh, there's milk from this, oh, I'm gonna have to look at that too. But yeah, it's possible there might be a production that goes alongside that. Like once you buy it, there might be a production there. That is very, very, very possible. So, all right, plant-based milk, $9,000 per 1,000 liters, and the production cycle would literally double it. So we would go from making almost 4,000, almost 10,000. I'm gonna have to consider doing that. It wouldn't do much though. It would only go through 1,000 liters a month. So it would take forever to actually work its way through here. It's gonna go through a lot, isn't it? I should have got a larger capacity. I'm seeing that right now. Well, I'm doing this right away because I do want to get a worker into this field fairly quick. That way this field can get planted again. Which obviously we're a little bit limited on options for crops. Of just what the planter can plant, which is not that much really. In the grand scheme of things. I'm considering doing soybeans again. Is that or like sorghum? That's kind of where I'm at this point. It went a decent ways, I guess. But we'll go fill it up. This definitely isn't the one I would buy if I'm gonna buy a lime spreader. This isn't the one I'd buy. I did bring 2,000 liters of long planks down to the farm store production thing we got going on down there. It needed 1,100 for the next stage. I brought 2 down. I would like to get some soybeans too brought over to the dairy, so we do what, plant-based milk, I think it's called. I'm not gonna bring like all of it down. The thought process is, if I remember right, I'll do about 1,000 liters a month. So what I'm thinking is maybe I'll bring like 10,000 liters down. Yeah, majority of this is loam. That's affecting some things. Yeah, this isn't adding much, but that loam is where it's adding a ton. And that's where all my usage is at. That's why I was going through so much. Wasn't really planning on it, so I think that's what was going on. Because this will jump up to loam and use a bunch. Try to narrow it down a little bit so we can hopefully get to the end. It's pretty close. Alright, let's get a little bit of soybeans here. Like I said, I think we open it here, right? My plan isn't to do a ton, but like 10,000 liters. 10,500. If I remember right, it's... Let's take a look-see here. Plant-based milk. So is 96 cycles a month. Which I won't go through a ton then. So in theory, this will last like 10 months. Probably almost 11 months once it's all said and done. I kind of have an idea which way I'm going. It's way at the very end, so I really just need to go down to where that store is and just keep going. I'm learning the map a little bit, you know? I think that's always like the interesting part when you start doing a new map, new playthrough, whatever it is on a new map. It's at the beginning, it's like, all right, where's this at? Where's this at? You're constantly trying to figure it out. And, soon enough, you're like, oh, yeah, I know exactly where that is. You don't even need to, tag it or anything. You kind of just know where it is. Takes time, but, you get there eventually. Yeah, I figure this seems to be a fairly lucrative thing based off of what the prices are. And it makes double. So it's using 960 liters a month, but we'll be making, what, 1,900 liters a month? I'm at, 1,920. I think. That's, I think I actually got that correct, actually. What crop is this? Canola. I've never seen canola look like that in my entire life. I know they changed the, the visuals for a lot of the crops and stuff. Yeah, they did. That's definitely different. That is definitely different. Now, where is... Oh, yeah, here it is. Say, where is the lease? How much is it to buy it, out of curiosity? 180. Not as much as I thought it would be. Yeah, we'll definitely get this going. Seems to be a good idea. Seems to be. Seems like we'll make some good money this way. I don't know where it spawns. Probably out here, if I had to guess. It's similar to the one on Poligny, but it is a little different. Very little difference, but there's a little difference. Very little, but there is one. We'll dump this here, and then this should be off and running. So yeah, we'll have enough here for 10 months or so. Should be running straight for a while. Obviously, like I said, the multi-grain production does have an option for soy sauce, I believe it is. So we'll probably end up doing a little bit of that, potentially. It does need water. That's the only thing that we don't have like, easily available to us. But we could very easily get one of those free water stations. And obviously I'm going to get a tanker at here shortly. So we do need to get a tanker, actually. Because we have about 500 liters of milk right now. So I would like to get that going here shortly. It's not crucial that we get it done like this month, just because it's going to go through the 500 liters super quick, and you know, it's not necessary. But you know, we can wait a little bit. Obviously, it's not like they're producing that much milk, so in a full month they'll probably do 600 liters or something like that. Because they did 500 and not quite half. Would have been like 15 hours. Probably like 600-700 liters in a full day. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, we definitely do need to get a seeder too. I see that. It would be nice to get one. I just don't know which one I want to get. Alright, well, I think I'll probably just do a short little time lapse. We'll just get the spraying done here quickly. Then we'll probably get a multi-grain production bot, I'm thinking. That wouldn't be a bad bet, I don't think. And then we'll probably do the sorghum harvest. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
I was lost in a foreign land. Knew where I was, but now where I stand. I left the rain for the desert sand. Went far away to find who I am. I was lost in a foreign land.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the spraying. I see they're supposedly done planting. Doesn't really look like it to me, but supposedly they are. Are these good? Looking good? Yes, alright. Maybe it's just something with this map that they don't like to plant very well. I don't know. The first time I've seen them do that bad planting a field, they're missing stuff right up top on and bottom. Basically, where they turn around. I don't know. Okay, let's get this put in here. And yeah, I'm not gonna actually put. I don't need the trailer actually. If I do, oh yeah, they missed a bunch here, too. But if I do, oh, whoops. I see what I did there. I forgot to lower it, or I lowered the weight, not the planter. But we don't really need it because we'll have the multi-grain production there, so we don't need the trailer. We'll just empty directly into it, and we'll do bread right away. It's going to be one of those things. I think it'll be a nice little production to kind of have, and I think we'll make a decent amount of money from it. Just from doing, you know, sorghum, at least for the time being, for bread products, and then obviously get the soy sauce we could potentially do some in. I don't know if we'll do a bunch, but some. I don't really know how much, but some. So yeah, let's get the multi-grain production there placed. I'll try to place it in a decent area. That way, in the future, when we go to, you know, maybe put another production there potentially or anything like that. I basically wait on this to finish folding up. Or anything like that, we can just put it right next to it potentially. You know, we'll have a little bit of a space in there. Honestly, it'd be nice if I had a shed. I think there was maybe one up there originally, but it was also a cow barn, I think? I forget, it's been a minute since obviously I've set this map up. It's been a minute. We got a little storage here, but most of that's dairy too, because the dairy's right in here. Right, yeah. So, we got a little chart in here for... Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce any of those words. Yeah, it says stuff. Alright, let's get the multigrain down. Good. It's about, what, $55,000. So it's not necessarily cheap, but I think within due time we'll make a decent amount of it back. Pretty easily, really. Let's see, 55. Yep, multigrain production. Like I said, my thought process was to put it right here. So it seems like a good idea. I'll kind of kick it out this way. There. I think that seems like a good spot. Right there. We'll probably need to do a little bit of groundwork, maybe? Not much. Maybe a little bit of softening on the edges here, but very, very little. Make things look a little bit prettier, but yeah, they look pretty good. Okay, now what's the like cycles on really all of it? If I remember right, it's a fairly fast just mill in general. Multigrain production. So first of all, we need to do. Does it not have? It doesn't have sorghum flour, does it? No. Dang it. That was the reason why I got this, and it doesn't have it for sorghum. Dang it. So we'll definitely want to do wheat in the future. I think we're going to want to get a seeder. I think that's what I'm seeing here. We'll want to get a seeder at some point. And maybe do whole wheat bread as a option. But yeah, soy sauce. It needs water and soybeans. It goes through quite a bit a month. Ah, that's unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. I thought it did. I honestly did. If anything, I guess positives. We could take the sorghum down to the mill. We could rent just the mill. We don't need a bakery because this would still produce the bread. So we'll save a little bit of money there, but I think it is very blatantly obvious that we'll want to get probably wheat in here. So, okay. I might have an idea. I might potentially look to do, see if I can get this maybe. It's basically perfect price for this. And it would do direct planting, direct seeding, and it plants every crop. And then, you know, in the future, we'll definitely try to go higher and try to go up to this range just because it's bigger and it's also faster. This one. But yeah, is what it is, I guess. Well, definitely, like I said, I'll get some soybeans probably put into there, though. And we can start trying to do that, and we'll do it via that. It's a bit of a size upgrade, too. Let's get a water tanker purchased, too. We'll need it for milk capacity, too, though. So probably this one is the best bet. I think it's probably the only thing that would hold everything at a decent size. $10,000. So we will buy that. Alright, well, I think we'll probably just go ahead and start the time lapse for the sorghum harvest here. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done. guess we're just about done here with the sorghum harvest. I don't know how much we got from this, but it seems to be a decent amount. Yeah, I'll still try to remember to, you know, bring this down like a month or two prior to like that field being ready. I guess we could just do it after that field is done too. I mean, it really doesn't matter too much. So we'll save a little bit of money of not renting the bakery, but yeah, I mean, if you were me, you probably know why I was thinking, oh, that clearly is probably going to support sorghum too. Because why wouldn't it, right? But yeah, I was wrong. But is what it is. We'll make it do. You know, we'll make do for the time being at least. And chances are I might end up basically doing a flip on our planter. Getting that other one. It would be bigger. If I remember, it's bigger but slower. Yeah, this is 11 meters. This is 8.4. So we're looking at, what, 2.5 meters bigger. This is 9 meters, and this is 7 mile an hour versus 9. The seat capacity is technically more. Is there a... Okay, there is a liquid fertilizer and a non-liquid fertilizer. Okay. I kind of... Part of me would want to go to the liquid. Is liquid fertilizer would be more convenient long term? That's what I'm thinking, at least. It would be more convenient long term. Because then when I eventually hopefully try to upgrade to like this, my favorite planter, that obviously already uses liquid fertilizers. There's not much like we have a bunch extra. That's kind of the thought. So I'd want to use the liquid. Obviously, we still have some leftover solid fertilizer, which is fine. I can just like rent, you know, spreaders to fertilize like the grass fields or something like that. Granted, it's easy to even switch this too, so it's not like it's hard to just switch this to different stuff. But I can just do grass fields with it. And another bonus with liquid fertilizer is the bonus of just being able to spray fields with a sprayer. We already have the correct fertilizer for it. We don't have to buy different stuff. So, all right, that would put us at 33,000 liters for sorghum, $52,000 at max price if we were to sell it like that, which we won't be doing. We'll be making flour out of it at the mill in due time. Not right away, but we will be doing it at some point. All right. How much will this go through in a month? Out of curiosity, let's do a quick 48,000 liters in a month. So it would run through everything in a month. All right, how many liters of water do I need? 16,000 to do the full amount. And that would get us, yeah, we'll see how much. The problem is I don't know how much soy sauce that would actually get us. I don't know how much we have for soybeans. 26,000 liters. So it wouldn't, we'd get still like 15 pallets or whatever it is. How much is soy sauce? Well, how much is soybeans? Is 3,711 at max price. And soy sauce is down here. Is 8,823. So it would it'd be over double. And we don't quite, yeah, we'd end up making more money off of the soy sauce by a decent amount too. So we'll definitely want to do that. Definitely want to do that. And then we'll eventually do this. So I guess I can get this back in here and pick up all the soybeans. Obviously, I'll still want to try to keep some soybeans on hand to do the, I forget what it's called. Plant-based milk. Yeah. There's a name for it. I should know it. Am I correct? Plant-based milk. Yes, that is what it's called. But yeah, I'll just get this dumped into there. I'll put water into it off camera. Where's the... Alright, right here. Is the dump. Does soy sauce fluctuate a lot? Out of curiosity. Soy sauce. It does. It does quite a bit. Best price is still in July, which is fast approaching, and we'll be able to easily get everything through by then. I know we were wanting to do rye oil too, because that was in the mill. Rye oil seemed to be fairly good to do, so we'll want to do rye as well, which we can do once we get the new planter, new cedar planter. We can do all that stuff. So yeah, that is all in there. I'll get water into it off camera. Let's just see if this is to the next stage yet. We're missing some. I thought I brought 2 pallets over, but maybe not. I guess we're missing a little bit. Well, I'll get another pallet over here. That way that finishes, and then I'll see what the next stage needs, and chances are I'll be doing this off camera. Only 8 trees this time. That hasn't been like super fantastic contracts recently. That's why I haven't really been doing anything. That, yeah, we do have a little bit of a milk, which will be going into the longhouse, and that will be doing the Morvan Tomi, which is just regular milk to make. Is the only fresh new product in here for just regular milk. First things first, I'm going to sell 1 pallet of plant-based milk as well as Morvan Tomi, I believe is how it's said, which is cheese. Those are the pallets. I mean, the milk kind of looks like all the other bottled milk, but yeah. Pay attention to the road. Yeah, it's a sell point right in town. So I figured, yeah, it's close enough. I matter to sell it and make a decent amount of money, actually. It's like 15 grand total? No, it's like 20 grand total between both of these. And we will be making a kind of an upgrade to the planting setup. By the way, this has progressed a decent amount further. It's on stage 5 of 10 now. It needed planks for that. I do have planks in there now because I made it to that stage before I advanced to the next month, so I was able to get the try to sell this in here. I was able to get the sawmill switched. Yeah, that's a good amount of money. But what, 19,500, something like that. So right around that 20,000 mark, like I said. It's not like a massive planter upgrade, but it is still a considerable one. So it'll be bigger width-wise, but it will be slower. But it will also plant any crop. I think I talked about it last month, honestly, in the last video. It's actually fairly cheap. It's $110,000. And my thought process is that it kind of will work well with what we have going on. Because I don't think, you know, I usually get the Kenzie planter. It's like 18 meters wide. I don't know if this is the map for that. Just what I'm kind of thinking from what I'm seeing. I don't know if this is the map for it, so. likely just, I don't know if we'll get it in here. We'll maybe try something else or something. I almost foresee this map as being an opportunity for me to try other mods and other equipment than like the usual stuff. Because I have a tendency to kind of just keep using the same thing over and over. Because it works. You know, that's kind of how the thought process is as well. It works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? I honestly thought we'd have soybeans today for harvest, but that is next month, actually. So we don't have to worry about that yet. We do have a ton of, soy sauce, that's it. As I said, I was going to add water and stuff into the multigrain to get that going. I did. Yeah, at max price, $186,000. I don't remember how much we put in there. A decent amount. Probably like 30,000 liters of soybeans, though. This is a decent amount. But we made way more money from it than what we would have just selling it as soybeans. So we do have a lot of, obviously, in wood beams and planks, long planks and stuff to sell. I am not going to be selling it right away because the kind of the thought process is I kind of want to keep it just in case the market up there needs it, you know. And we don't have any like deadwood contracts this month anyways, so I can't like replenish my stock in one quick month. So last I checked, we do have a deadwood. So still, I'll keep some. It's not like we need the money. And if we hit a point where, yeah, we need the money desperately for something, then we'll definitely look to sell it then. But right now we don't. So right, I'm going to have a worker spray this field. Hopefully that goes well. Either way, I still think, whether it's in the sales or something, we're looking for a new tractor to replace this, I think, too. I don't think it'll actually replace the Kubota. Kind of like the Kubota, just has like a driving around type of tractor, and I can untag that sell point. But it has the front loader attacher and all that I need. I will be needing the front loader attacher. It's far cheaper than getting like a telehandler. Eventually for silage, because we'll be doing the maize silage here coming up in a couple of months, and obviously we'll be putting that into the silage pit. Hopefully we have enough space in it. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the space requirements. I'm assuming it's just kind of here. Yeah. It's 116 if we do it right here. We'll repaint, and yeah, it ends up being $134,000. So we'll actually be making slightly more money off of this. So planter, yep. There we go. Like I said, it is wider by, 3.5 meters? But it is slower by like 2 or 3 miles an hour. I think I'm going to do this one. I don't think we need that big of a capacity. And this is the lowest before you hit liquid fertilizer. And obviously right now we have solid fertilizer right now on the farm, so. All right, we'll buy it $109,000. Like I said, I hope this pulls it fine. If it doesn't, we got problems. Well, actually, how much is this worth? Out of curiosity sake. $133,000 right now. Plus, obviously, repaint stuff. So it'd be like $160,000, $170,000. There is one in the sale for $150,000. But it is $200,000 with the upgrade plus a compact. We could afford it. It's only 30 more horsepower though. I'm gonna do it. All right, let's quickly do this before it goes off of sale. So we'll sell this for $170,000. So we will be still costing us a decent amount of money to do this. So that's everything I need. Compact. I don't think I'll do the anniversary edition. Wide tires are nice. 300 horsepower. That should be everything. And that is also here in the trigger. Or here at the shop. So there, we got a new planting setup. Oh, these are beefy tires. They said wide. They meant wide. This should even pull the baling setup better too. Because we do need to still do that. Alright. Oh, this is max repair and everything. Alright. At least it should be. It shows. I just know to check. Yeah, only paint condition's bad, so. Look at that. The new setup. Alright, so the plan was to do... We're going to do whole wheat bread out of the multi-grain production. Obviously we'll need wheat for that. Did not think I'd be getting a new tractor today. Honestly, when I started this, I saw it in the sale. I'm like, if I wasn't getting the planter, I'd try to, you know, sell a couple things and get it. Oh. It's nice. It's nice. I think it's less hours, which is obviously nice in itself, 12 less hours. But it is slightly more powerful, which is probably going to be nice with this planter. I did worry how we were going to pull it. And I think it'll also be nice for the baling setup. The baler, it was struggling on the last one. I know the Kubota can't pull it, but I know it was struggling on the last one. We'll likely be doing some mowing maybe today. Because once this gets done planting, we really don't have much going on. So we'll probably do another cut before we put meadow grass in. Makes sense. These fields shouldn't take nearly as long to plant. It'll still be running at, 7 miles an hour. So it's slightly slower in that sense, but also we'll do it fairly quick. How's this doing over here? Out of curiosity's sake. It's almost done, dude. The last lap. That down, and we'll get it turned down. But I do need, I don't need them, but I might have turned on steering assist. I hopped into FS22 the other day on console, just because why not? But nice little relaxing game, and I already had it there, so I was like, wow, it's so weird having to like plant things without steering assist. It's been so long. It's been so long. I actually have to like pay attention to my lines. Steering assist has made me rather lazy. It's made me a lazy farmer. It's nice, especially in like long strips. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's nice, especially because sometimes I'll watch YouTube videos as I'm like doing a time lapse. So it's nice because I can glance at the video more. But okay, they're done. We did sorghum in that field, so that sorghum might be going to the other one, which we'll probably be doing once that is ready. We'll probably just bring all of it down because I know we have some sorghum in storage. Well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and do a short little time lapse. We'll finish out this field fairly quickly, and then we can probably start working on mowing some fields and probably get them picked up. I don't know if we'll get them wrapped today, but we'll at least probably get them baled, I would assume. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Pull me close and you say you'll never run away. Think that love is a game and that we've gone insane. What we have is no one.
All right, nice and quick. Nice and quick. All right, I'll get this little piece here, and that should be the whole field planted. With wheat too. So I really need to figure out how I'm gonna put stuff in this yard. So I keep putting stuff, obviously like the planter down there, but eventually I'm gonna have a silage bit down there, so I really can't do that. For the time being, I will put this over here though. Since I think the water tanker kind of always move more than likely, just because it's mainly just moving milk right now, but easy does it. We'll drop that. I will pick up the baler, even though we'll do the mowing with the Kubota. The Kubota's like not even really a fieldwork tractor for me for how little I use it for fieldwork. Oh, it was the wrapper that was low on wrap. That was it. I was like, I thought we were low on something, but no, it's, yeah. The wrapper's what's low. Which actually you can visually see that it is down a couple. Right, let's switch over here. Which I don't know how much bale wrap costs. I've never actually bought it. I've never bought bale wrap. Alright, so we, the Ranny wrap. Yeah, this is net, so twine. So we'd be looking at this. 40 rolls. I don't know how many, that's probably 40 liters, I'm guessing. Kind of guessing, but. And I'd probably get the orange again if I can. I cannot. Well, I'd probably go with white then. Something that stands out. Right, and get it folded. Probably start on this field first. Now, yeah, it's actually possible this yield might be worse, because I don't think I did pH. I did not do nitrogen. So this is going to hurt the environmental by doing this. I don't know what our environmental is. 85. So it's already been hurt by these at 70. So it'll probably stay at 70-ish. It'll be fixed when I do the meadow grass, because that'll be planted. Yeah, the yield itself looks basically the same. The last time I had no pH, this time I have no nitrogen. You know, missing something every time. Yeah, it looks fairly similar. Yeah, we'll get it mowed, and I think at least baled today. Like I said, I don't know if I'll do, I don't know if I'll get them wrapped. But we can easily do it next month, because next month the main things that we should have going on are the soybean harvest, and then we gotta spray the one field. I don't think we have anything else that's like sticking out to me right now. And at some point we'll need to get this field replanted, or these two fields planted in the meadow grass. I'll have to try to remember how many bales I get from this. That way I know, you know, when I go to actually do the semi-wilted and turning that into silage, how well that yields. If it's the same, then that would be nice, but I am curious on how like alfalfa stuff works. If I were to do it with a harvester, do I then get that, you know, discharged like a straw? Because that's kind of what I'm understanding with the meadow grass. Is that the same way, you know, for that? I don't know. This is why I need to try things. I need to trial run things in a field. Although I think that big field I might put rye in and do rye oil. I do want to do a lot of rye oil. But it's a lot of money. Alright, well, I think we'll probably just go ahead and start up a time-lapse for this. We'll get it mowed and baled all in one is the plan. If I have time, I'll do the bale wrapping. Like I've said before, I usually stick my videos right around an hour record length, so if I'm getting awfully close to that or I'm past that by then, you know, then we won't, but so I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
Pull me close and you say you'll never run away. You think that love is a game and that we've gone insane. But what we have is what one spends a lifetime searching for. Just with you I feel amazing, never felt before. But would I be so ashamed from love we're fighting for? I'm standing right at the gates, walking your stairway to heaven. Baby, I'm in love, and I can't get enough. I'm yours truly, 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 baby, truly. Baby, I'm in love. Can you feel the rush? I'm yours truly, 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 baby.
Alright, so that should be all the bales. Should be. I'll probably find one later, I don't know. Sometimes might be one hiding, but yeah, I think I got them all. Have to tell, it is rather foggy out, so it's not like the clearest thing in the world. But I think that is all of them wrapped. I did get a couple things brought down to the farm shop that we're kind of in the process of making. We won't be able to progress it this month, though. Oh, that's going to hit that pole. That's going to hit the pole. Oh, no, okay. Yeah, we won't be able to progress it this month because we're missing 2,000 liters of planks. So obviously, I will need to do a deadwood contract so we can get some more. Which there is actually one. It has 18 trees, which is Probably the biggest one I think we've had at this point. It's a lot. And we also do need furniture anyways, and that would be next month until we have it. So the current plan is we can rent the furniture production, and then we can just bring, I think there's like 1 or 2 pallets of long planks over there, and that should be able to make the 1,000 liters that we need. I'll probably bring 2 over just so then we have extra if we for some reason need more. I kind of doubt it, just in case. Worst comes to worst, we just sell it. So it's not like the end of the world anyways, so. And that production is like right next to the sawmill, so. Otherwise, everything is processing there. Just waiting on planks and furniture. Otherwise, I did bring the wood beam. 1 pallet of wood beams and 2 pallets of long planks, I believe it was. Down there. Oh, it was 3. I think it was 3 pallets of long planks. Yeah, I think so. So that's all down there. So we will be getting that furniture production rented, I think, today. That way we can just get that going, and it'll be ready for us next month once we actually have the planks and everything else that we do need. Otherwise, the plan is for today is to get the plant meadow grass into the grass fields. Kind of taking a risk putting it in both of them, but yeah, I would assume it should work fine and make silage. From what I can, read in the help guide and everything, it should make silage and everything. So the thing I'm concerned about should be okay on. But we'll get that planted today, and we do have the big field that is ready for harvest, which I don't think I'll do soy sauce in just because it's so close to time for it to sell. I'll probably end up selling it as is. As much as that soy sauce was probably tempting, I already got $180,000 worth out of it, so. Well, we'll see how much we get. We'll see how much we get, and I'll see if I can process it in a month. If we can process it in a month, I guess we're not really out much. Just a little bit of water, which is free, and the production running, which is such a small amount once you figure in the amount of money that you're going to be making there, so. Get this put back where it came from. Trying to think if I want to put a worker on planting, although I don't know how well it would plant in those fields. I'm worried it planting into, the net field next to it on this side, which would be the easier of the 2 fields to plant. This one, it wouldn't plant into another field, but it is kind of a tough one to turn around on at the bottom there, so. Or at the top, in this little skinny piece. Right, let's hop over here. Yeah, obviously we got plenty of long planks and wood beams, just no regular planks. This, I believe, is the carpentry. Yes. Alright, so we'll do the long planks one. Activate that. And like I said, I'm gonna just get 2 pallets over here. That way we have enough. We don't gotta worry about it. We'll easily have enough. And, if we need more, then great. We already have it. If we don't, then that's fine. We can still sell it. So. Now this can continue on, and we'll be able to get a little bit of furniture that way. So no matter what, we gotta wait on next month anyways, even without needing the planks. So there's no even reason to think about buying, 2 pallets. Especially when there is this one here, 18 trees. Honestly, I'm not sure if that's going to fit on the trailer. The last couple going up may not even have to be cut, honestly. Well, we are doing a contract currently, too. We're doing a cultivating contract in 64. That is in progress. I figured it's like $4,000, $4,500. It's worth it for that, so I'm not gonna complain too much. I might have filled this up for seeds and everything. I know it's going to be costly, but we will be making a good amount of money here in a month, 2 months, so. And if there's any point where we desperately need money, we have, a bunch of wood beams and long planks I could sell. But I'm kind of planning on the soy sauce kind of carrying how much we need, or how much money we're going to get, because that's going to be, right now it's 180,000 at max price. If we put that soybean field in there, it's going to be well over 200,000, maybe 300,000. So there's no reason to really, be that concerned about it. But, all right, just for peace of mind, I will look again on the help, just so I know I was correct before I get too far in here. Yeah. Additional grass variant that is more productive than base grass. Meadow grass can be harvested with a combine to produce grass seeds, which you can sell to the co-op. When harvesting meadow grass, you will obtain a semi-wilted grass. This can be used for silage production, rat bales, or silage silos. The only thing I am not sure on is if I harvest it with a combine, do I then get the semi-wilted grass? Or does it have to be mowed to get it? That part I do not know. So the plan is to try it. Because really that's all I can do is try it. And I think long term I do want to try to... to try to do some of these unique crops, probably in a special field or something, for like alfalfa and clover. They all can be used for silage from what I can tell, but I still want to try them in a different field than like my main fields for cows. Just in case they're like way off for yield or something. Kind of for peace of mind, really. Yeah, these are going in. I don't know how long the growth time is. 1 of 7 is a longer growth time. Gives us the opportunity to try things a little bit and see what works. With the alfalfa and clover, I want to see if I harvest it with a combine. Is there, like a straw-esque thing that I bale, or is it has to be mowed then? Which, from I can see, it looks like it probably would have to be mowed. That's what I'm seeing. This is all separate, so I'm assuming. Yeah, I'll probably try one of those. Probably alfalfa, just because I've tried it. I've talked about it before. It's obviously kind of a small field to try things on, but we do have a good amount of silage coming up with the maize. We have the opportunity to wait. We have time, which is good. The one thing that you're not sure on is just time. On how long do you have for food, and we have time, because within a couple of months we'll have that needing to be harvested, so. I don't think it's ready yet, I don't believe. No, it's not even close. 4 of 7. It's getting there. It would be ready right around the same time like a grass field would be ready right now, so. Well, I think I'll probably go ahead and start a time lapse for this, so I'll finish out planting this field. Then I'll also try to get over there and plant, I'm thinking alfalfa. We'll try alfalfa there. So, I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
You draw me in, and I can't slow down, no. Can you feel it too? There ain't no stopping now. Feet off the ground, head to the sky. Yeah, wind by my side. You in my vision, directly we collide. You pull me in, I I don't resist. Time seems to fly, but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you. We both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix, and I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time will be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I wouldn't never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Put on the gas. I'm coming straight at you. No looking.
All right, so we're just about done here with the planting. Get lifted and folded. How long is this? This is 1 of 4, so this, I mean, it does say it's similar to base game grass, or is like comparable to base game grass, something like that. So in theory, it should obviously probably be, yeah, it's additional forage crop that complements the base grass. So chances are going to be fairly similar then. I'm kind of assuming then, obviously growth time and everything. So it's going to be my assumption. All right, we'll head on back at this back. I'll check on the worker, although it looks like they are still progressing, which is half the battle, usually, so it's good. It's good, actually. It's a good thing when they're still moving. Never be too certain with them sometimes. And now this should be cream of the crop when it comes to yield. Although it was fairly good last time, if I remember right. Yeah, 120% right now, 121. Basically as good as can be. We're about to hit a blow of a not great part here, but so it should be all limed and as good as we can make it at least. So that's all you really can do, is just do the best you can. Barely fits in there. Figure I matter emptied as I drive by. Alright, well, I think I'll probably just go ahead and set up another time lapse. We'll finish up the harvest fairly quick, I'm guessing. So I'll talk to everyone once the time lapse is done.
I'm here, I'm your statue. Your heart is a magnet, I'm coming at you. Girl, you're my target, I'm aiming at you. You're a comet, I'm trying to catch you. We can break any rule they ever taught you. Forget about anything they ever bought you. Cause me and you don't need a lot in this world to get by. Plus you know I got you, you pull me in. I don't resist, time seems to fly but the clock doesn't tick. I crash into you, we both feel the hit. We both feel the way that our chemicals mix. And I wish that I just keep my eyes shut. Maybe this time will be enough. So I need the dark. Without you here, I would never see the stars. I'm headed for you. Foot on the gas. I'm coming straight at you, no looking back.
Alright, so we're just about done here with the soybean harvest. So it should put us at like 23,000 liters, somewhere in there. Which I'm going to gladly put into production, honestly. I mean, I was thinking a little bit even during the time lapse there. It says July for max price. Chances are it might be June. That's usually how like soybeans work, but we'll see. We could still sell it if it's not done. We can still sell it in July. It's still gonna be a good price. Maybe not the best, but still a good price. So, thought process is why not? I'm not out much by putting it in there, so it should be done, you know, within that higher priced window. So, oh, not quite 23,000, almost. Like I said, I think we might be putting we might put a rye in here. I really am considering putting a rye in there. I don't know, I just am. I think partially because I want to do the rye oil pretty bad, so get a big field of it. I'm sure that's going to fill up far quicker than, like, you know, the soybeans obviously do, but chances are we might even need to take multiple trailers to the production, so I did miss a little bit here, but very little at least, but chances are I'm going to have to add more water, if I had to guess. Don't know how much water I got in here, but it's probably not enough to complete it. Multigrain. 5,000 liters, which is, yeah, that's not going to be enough, so I will have to put more in. Probably just do that off camera. But yeah, next month obviously we'll be finishing out this stage for the farm shop. So we should have furniture by then. We should have the planks by then, because obviously I will be doing, yeah, we have some furniture working on it now. But I will be doing the deadwood contract, which will get a good amount in here with 18 trees. I'll probably keep them all on. I think I'll still get enough planks. So that is the plan, at least, is to do that. Obviously, we'll keep an eye out on the soy sauce prices next month. Possibly really good. We will see, but I would not be surprised if it's pretty decent next month. We might be selling some of that, potentially. But we'll see. We'll see when that boat gets here. But anyways, that is everything for today. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next video. Bye.